How do you guys feel when people try to sell you things, not just on the internet, but on social media and through your emails? How do you feel about that?
I guess I don't mind it because there's always the option to unsubscribe. You know what I mean? Like if you are signed up for that email notification, then you should be expecting to get emails about sales and all sorts of stuff like that. I also like it for some of my favorite, artists and or vendors, merchants, if you will, that have notifications because it could be like, hey, I really need that ring or I really need that, necklace, whatever it may be. So I think they're informative. And like I said, if you don't want it, unsubscribe.
Mm-hmm. And see, I'm totally cool with that if
Mm.
someone's subscribing to it. But what about people pushing it on you when you didn't ask for it?
But how did they get my email?
Right?
I'm trying to understand.
That's the point. And it's not just your email. See, my problem is everyone under the sun wants me to latch on to all these marketing things for Evil Pond Jewelry. And I never have and I never will. Like the ones where it's not just advertisements, and I've never done an ad ever, but it's not just advertisements for social media. It has to do with when you go to a website and you're looking around, but you decide no. And then you open up your email or something else, and then you see their ad on the side because they tracked you. I think that's invasive. That drives me crazy. I don't think that you're pretty much telling someone, oh, you are going to buy when they already made the decision not to. They made the decision for a reason. I don't need it. I don't have the money, whatever. And that is their decision. And I'm really tired of people thinking that it's okay to use people as not people that think, but as consumers. That's why I don't do it. And one of the things that really gets me is when people market their business in unethical ways that they would not have 5 years prior. But then they start changing. The world has changed them. The world has not changed me. I will not do these things. Remember when, back in the day, when it was like shameful to use a filter or Photoshop on your pictures?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Now everybody does it.
Yeah.
It's not even a thing. No one cares. And, same with AI, which I am against AI. It's bad for the environment, whatever. But, you have a constant understanding that something is not a good idea, but then slowly it becomes a good idea because everyone is just like, well, I guess this is what we're doing.
Right.
I don't subscribe to that. I don't care what the world is doing. I'm not going to spin with it. And one of the things that always was really invasive was when a company that you didn't even subscribe to has your email and they're sending you things, and then you're getting little ads after you visited their website and decided not to purchase anything. They're following you, they're tracking you. You're scrolling your Facebook page and they're popping up. That's invasive. I think it's wrong. But nowadays it's okay. Everyone's fine with it because we spin long enough to where we're like, I guess this is where we're at now.
Yeah.
I think that the first response, the first initial response that you think is the correct one. If you don't feel like that's good for people that are buying from you, then it's not. So don't let the world change you. Don't let the world change your mind. Because somehow, somewhere, everybody went from having an informed opinion and critical thinking for themselves to just following the masses so they're not shamed, called out, canceled, whatever. And that's just a mild example, of course, but I do think that you should always subscribe to yourself and what your feelings are. And it doesn't matter how many people tell you, well, this is what it is now. This is not what it is now. And I'm not going to be pushed over. One of the things that I find really interesting is the fact that people will say to me, oh my God, you actually think that there's no changing what you're going to do? You wrote it up and there's no changing it, then why try? Why try for this goal? Why try to get what I want? And I feel like it was already written that way. You wanted something, whether you get it or not, you wrote it out. But the thing is, there's another you in another dimension that did it that way and did get it. There's one that didn't get it. There's one that decided they didn't really want that. There's one that wanted that more than anything. and didn't make it to that age in their life to where they were going to get it, car accident, whatever. There's so many infinite possibilities. So you did it all. So that's why people are all about timeline jumping right now.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, well, I want to be in the timeline where I get what I want. I want to switch places. And it's like, I love when people do that because you can't align with that feeling because you're feeling it somewhere else. That's why you want it so bad. You can, and if you can actually align with having it, then, you know, that's a golden thing. Well,
So I feel like part of the whole, you know, your soul contract was predetermined. However, people's obsession with jumping timelines, I really don't think exists, in my opinion, because it was already determined. You know what I mean? It's all part of the process. You're not jumping ahead of anything. That's where you're going. That's where your path is taking you. So yeah, this, you know, and I understand people's obsession with jumping timelines for their own self gratification. You know what I mean? It's them gratifying what they think is really them changing and doing something good and everything like that. But it's really, that's just already where you are. That's where you're headed anyway.
Mhm.
So I think it's great though. I love that we can feel that way, you know, to have that excitement and like, yes, I'm going to jump timelines and I got this. I'm so ahead of my game. You're ahead of your game because you're supposed to be ahead of your game. So
Exactly. It's exactly what you wrote. Did you see the girl that broke the cup
yeah.
on TikTok? I saw that video. She said that if she loves this cup, she's attached to it.
Yes.
She's obsessed with it. So she wrapped a washcloth around it and broke it
yeah.
to put herself in another timeline. And I'm like, baby, you were going to break that anyway.
Yes, exactly.
And I thought that was so interesting how so many people don't really get into, they don't know shit about quantum physics. And they
Yeah.
still are buying all this spoon-fed shit.
Well, that's the thing, just like God, you know what I mean? Like you need people, I believe, rely on God a lot because they need that hope and they need that belief and they need that, you know, whatever, you know, the hope. Same with jumping timelines.
But the hope is that you are actually playing this game that you wrote out for yourself.
Mm.
You're living that novel that you wrote for yourself. That is what it is.
Mm.
You know, I was just talking to somebody about this the other day. Like, you know, some people are playing old ass Nintendo games and they're pulling it out and blowing on it every 5 minutes to make it not scramble. And then you got people that were lucky enough or decided to play the new high-end, high-tech games, and they're having a good old time because they're like, hey, you know, and then you got people that can't get past checkpoint 1, and then you got people all the way to the end of the game, and now they don't know what to do with themselves because they won. You know, that's the point. If you just would sit back and play the game, you're going to see exactly what you wanted because the higher self is actually the self. It's in the back, as we've said a million times. And I think it's kind of funny that people rely on that, but I also think it's funny that people jump onto the next big thing all the time, whether it be, oh, this is what I'm supposed to do with my business, you know, tracking people like some sort of psycho. Like, I'm sorry, but that's psychotic. Like, your customers need privacy, they need respect, and they need to be treated like people. They're not being treated like people when you act like they're a consumer and you track them all over the internet. Leave them alone. That's
it's pretty
the first
sad
thing.
because I feel like I'm so filtered and so desensitized to it because I really don't think anything of it. I don't feel like it's invasive. I feel like it's that company trying to drive their sales. You know what I mean?
I think it's so invasive.
Yeah, I
Because
get that 100%, but I personally don't think like
you know me. You've worked
yes,
tables with me.
I know.
I know many of my customers. I know their families' names, their kids' names, their dogs' names. You know, you guys have seen me go, oh my God, you know, because I just remember these
And
things.
I love that about you because I'm like, hey, yeah. And you would remember their name more than I'm horrible with names. So
Well,
that's like
it's
one of the more and most endearing things about you is because of that.
You have to value people as a people
Yes.
and not as things. And that's what that's the problem with this world. Everybody values no one and they just see everyone as things and resources.
Yeah.
People are not resources, just like animals are not resources. Nothing is a resource.
And just for clarification, I do care about people. I do not just look at them as
But that's the thing. A lot of people care about people.
I'm
They're
just
just
horrible with names.
they're just they're just desensitized. They're desensitized when people are saying this is what we do now with business. We buy ads and we track people. No. This is what we do now because everything's hopeless. We jump timelines. Last week it was Jesus Christ. You know, like it never ends. It's a constant it's a constant mill of bullshit, and they're just spoon feeding it to people. And what really gets me is you have people that they mean well.
Yeah.
You know, they're good people. They're just like lost in the spin, right? And when someone's lost in the spin, they'll grab onto anything because.
And I guess there's not necessarily a flaw, but I do like to see the good in people still. So maybe I'm just trying to give these people that are doing these targeted ads the benefit of the doubt, you know?
See, that's the thing. Some of these business owners, they also have been caught in the spin. There was a time they would have said years ago, oh, I don't want to track my customer. That's rude, invasive.
Yeah.
But then they allowed the spin to take them for a ride. I am not changing. I stand still in the face of the hurricane. It can turn and turn and turn, but it will not have me. And that's how I feel about a lot of things. I've always been the same way. Now, all people change. They change their perspectives about important things. But those things, it's not something to change. It's an actual thing that is real. And I don't know. I just feel like the world is using people as resources, and that's what corporations do to us, as above, so below. We're mimicking these massively powerful things, entities, and we're letting them control us, but now we're doing it to others because they're successful. I guess that's how it's done. That's not how it's done. And like I said before with Photoshop, oh my God, she photoshops her pictures. Now everybody photoshops their pictures. Oh my God, she has a filter. You know, I'm obsessed with filters, as we know.
Yeah,
I really
me
like
too.
artistic filters, though. I don't like beauty filters because they're weird for me, for my face. But I like artistic filters. I like the ones that make me green or blue.
Your blues are killing it lately.
Oh,
with
yeah.
Those,
Yeah.
So,
And but I like the green one, too.
Yeah.
The mossy
Oh, yeah.
ones. I love that. And they distort your face a little. They make you blurry. But you guys know me. I'm always wearing big sunglasses or a half picture. I don't show myself. You think I show myself, but I don't show myself. Give me 5 filters, all of them green, and then put a blue one on top of that, you know? But anyway, like, it's just funny how the world is going to be okay with something over time when really, like I've said, we stand on the shoulders of giants or we sit on the laps of fools. I think it's the latter. And I don't feel like there's any way, shape, or I don't feel like you should judge people because, like I said, they don't realize how harmful it is. But I feel like it's harmful to track your customers and be invasive and get all up in their business, you know?
Yeah.
And also to tell them digitally, you didn't want this, but I'm telling you, you need it. No, they made an informed decision. Oh, well, they'll come back when they want it, when they need it, or if they find something else.
Yeah.
I don't have time to suck the energy of the living.
the world is a vampire. Sorry.
Oh,
I had
shit.
to go there. The world is a vampire.
I don't have time to suck the energy of the living, though. I can suck the actual energy of myself from the higher up, you know, like the universe. I am not in any way, shape, or form disillusioned to the fact that this is happening, and it's sucking people dry.
Yeah.
Human beings are exhausted, and I think a lot of it is consumerism.
Yeah.
How much shit do you need? How much shit do you need? Especially when you tell yourself, I can't or I should not, then you've got companies following you saying you should. I'm never going to do that to anybody. If someone says I can't, then you can't. If someone says I don't need it, then you don't need it. But then there will be a time when they're like, I really need that. It is calling to me. I need that. That's my thing. That's different because they made an informed decision for themselves.
I was legit just talking about this to my nephew the other day about consumerism, and in our neighborhood they were having a local, dump where you can go and dump big items, and there were so many things in there: couches, mattresses, and just like the women who decide to redecorate their houses every year, and etc. And don't get me wrong, I am 100% guilty of consumerism. I love clothes, I love purses, I love jewelry, I love shoes. I'm guilty. I'm 100% guilty, but it needs to stop. Like this just over consumerism and the constant, we need new things. We have to be this, we have to be that. It's just like, we're cooked. We're done. We're destroying our planet.
But it comes from insecurity. That's how they sell it to you.
Yeah.
They're constantly, and that's the whole thing with just even something as simple as Photoshop or whatever. They're constantly telling us we're not pretty enough, we're not enough. And all I hear is the junk lady from the labyrinth, don't you need your dolly? Don't you need a horsey? Like, she's just piling shit up to make her forget about the problem.
Mm-hmm.
And the problem is your self-esteem is fucking shot. You're exhausted and you work way too much. You need to go outside and touch some fucking grass, right?
We've talked about this with you and I before, how I shove shopping into my trauma holes, you know what I mean? I'm like, oh, I need that purse, or, you know, and so exactly, you're 100% right, and I am guilty of that. So
See, I want people to connect with it. When I have someone message me and say, this is a stone I need because of this, and I'm feeling this because it's going to help me focus on a goal, when I look at it, that to me, I'm like, okay, you're trying to reach for something else than another thing that's going to sit. Because I don't want my jewelry collecting dust.
Yeah.
I have clothes that collect dust.
Yeah.
And I know that people have told me, you're going to shoot yourself in the foot 100 times. I don't fucking care. That's not what I'm here for.
The scroll ring's perfect for that, by the way. Look at that.
But yes, the scroll ring. But I feel like I have too many clothes that I don't want. And I don't really shop that much anymore. But if I do, it is for something that is purposeful. It's going to do something for me, especially symbolically. That's why I'm kind of big on books, though. But I watch my book consumption because I don't need a bunch of books that aren't actually great books. You know, like, because it's just like anything else. It's like fast fashion. Publishers are pumping out trash books. I can't believe the trash that's on the market. And now they're saying AI is writing books. And I'm like, I'm not reading that. I'm not reading that.
I refuse.
I refuse to read that. But also, you know, when you have an author that signs to a publishing company and the publisher is like, okay, we read it. This is what we're going to edit. And it's like, for grammar, right? And then you see the Star Wars meme, right? Because you know what? Fuck that. Why is everybody into editing things to make it palatable? Fuck palatable. Oh my God, I just did a post on old fairy tales, right? Same thing, a certain company that I can't say made them palatable. I understand some things are for children. Some things are not for children. I get that. But when we are changing stories and not leaving any space for their actual format because it's palatable, because we can sell things to adults too, come on. Do we need a shirt that has a you-know-what character from that company that we can't say so we don't get in trouble? Do we need a shirt with like, seriously, there's so much crap in this world, and the things that we need to be paying attention to, we're not paying attention to, because, once again, the junk lady from the labyrinth is piling it up. And finally, Sarah says, this is all junk. Yeah. And I know that the only things... When I leave this earth, I can't take anything with me. But there are going to be things that will be passed on to others. And I know that there are very important books. I have some really rare books from my favorite century. We won't name it, but you guys all know it. You guys know what I like to read. I have favorite jewelry of my grandmother's, jewelry of Evil Pond, that means the world to me because of the untangible, non-tangible entity that was in my head before I manifested it into a tangible thing. I've been saying that for a long time. That's why you're smiling. But
it's one of my favorites too. So, yeah.
But you know, but if I think about clothes, yeah, I have a few things that are very special that will be passed down. But clothes are weird. Like, that's just really personal. You know, I have my grandmother's silk beaded kimono, you know, from Japan, and I have this big fur thing that my grandpa bought her. You know, of course, am I going to wear that stuff? No, but I have it. But clothes, you got to watch clothes, especially fast fashion, and how these specific hauls that people are doing online, and then they brag about it. It's killing small business because people are forgetting the value of good things, real things, things that actually have a purpose. But now we have small businesses trying to keep up with it. Yes. So now they are like, I guess I have to run ads. I guess I have to track my customers. I guess I have to, you don't have to do shit. And when people say, Faith, you've never ran an ad. How did you do that? She will provide. That's how I did it. She will provide. And she still is.
Fast fashion is a slippery slope. Because, of course, it's bad for the planet. I don't want to be a part of it, and I do my best now to not be a part of it. Like, I've stopped ordering from these companies that we cannot name. Now, I do
That rip
still,
off small businesses.
yeah, I do still own products by these people that I will not get rid of because I already own them. So I'm going to wear them and make use of them. However, I also understand fast fashion just in an aspect of some, and I know there's such a big argument that's going to be here, but some people at that moment, that's all they can afford.
Yes.
And so,
Yes.
There is a big argument around that.
yeah, big argument. And so some people are like, oh, you save up and buy one quality piece of clothing, but that's not the reality in this world that we live in. The spin of consumerism that we're talking about is just
Evil
not,
Pine Jewelry takes layaway, by the way.
it's just not that a reality.
One
for
of the
some
last
people.
companies that does layaway.
So I'm not going to
don't care.
judge
Just
someone.
cling
Yeah.
into it.
I'm not going to
All
judge
right.
someone for buying fast fashion because that's, that's not
But
me.
the vintage clothes stores are full of fast fashion now. It's
Or
no
thrift stores. That's the thing. Thrift stores
it's-
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's no fun. You're just like, okay, and this is the same price that the fast fashion people are selling it in 2 more washes, and this is going to be in 3 pieces.
Yeah.
What the hell's
Right.
going on?
Yeah.
That's why I hold on to things too, and I respect that when people do hold on to things. To each their own. I'm not going to tell people, because some of the fast fashion is made with very bad fabric that is dangerous. It's got lead in it, so
Yes.
you do need to watch that.
Landfills.
Yeah, and I get that, but I do not buy animal products. I do not buy leather, and this is my choice. I do not buy. Once upon a time, leather, the hide of an animal, it came from the usage of the whole animal. These are things that came from a past life and society that humans lived. We need to realize that these animals are being abused. And this is why I will not purchase, this is one of the many reasons I will not purchase these things, but I have a pair of leather shoes that's 24-year-old, leather boots, 24 years old. I'm not getting rid of those because that's also not helpful. When you throw it in a landmine, you need to use it or make sure it gets to a secondhand store where someone would love it. But, same thing with leather jackets, things like that. I'm never getting rid of them until they fall apart.
Yeah.
So I respect that when someone's like, hey, I bought this at Fast Fashion 107, whatever store, and they all have numbers in them, but maybe not. But, I'm going to save it forever until it falls apart. And it's interesting because fast fashion was better constructed when we were younger.
Yeah.
We would go to that one store that I liked when I was younger, and those things did last longer. And now they don't, from what I understand. I have not bought fast fashion for a long time, and people will tell you you're privileged if you don't buy fast fashion, but it's like, you probably have a ton of clothes. Do you realize how many clothes you have? You don't need it. I do enjoy clothing made by someone. I have a lot of friends that make clothes, and I do like watching, not just their process, but them as people. Because, that goes back to that whole thing. I like people being actual living entities that are, I don't know, alive. And it's not a corporation. It's not fake. You have, I don't know, you just have, it's just magical when you have this person. And I follow this one girl. I won't say her company's name because I don't know if we should be saying anybody's names, but I adore her. And she has 3 to 8 people working and helping her sew, but it's not the point. She designed it. She made it with care. She made the pattern, and it's just, it has a heavy human hand and not a corporation, and not to mention slave labor. Because slave labor is a problem. You can't wash that out of your clothing, just like you can't wipe that off of your crystals. If you are condoning or helping in any way for that to happen in our world, the energy is going to come back on you. That's called crystal kickback. But that's a whole nother subject. We won't go into crystal kickback, will we? Should we go into crystal kickback? No. No, we shouldn't. No, it's a chapter in one of my books. Just read it there. It's in Crystal Familiar 1. But if you are okay with this, then that energy will just seep right in and start spinning with you. And it doesn't shock me that so many people are so miserable and so interwoven with pain and misery, because when you're wearing clothes that someone is dying to make for you and not in a good way, of course you're going to feel that, of course. But then also it comes back to that whole privilege thing. Well, it's privileged to, buy nicer things, but you have a lot of mid-range things. But I don't know. I feel like I have enough clothes, so I don't need fast fashion. I'll just live in everything I already have,
Yeah.
Ooh. I feel like I needed to have my little notepad because I was like, okay, wait a minute, I want to make this point, make this point, make this point. Let me see if I can string all the thoughts of consciousness together. So first, we started with talking about soul contracts and that we are all collectively creating the reality that we're living in as we, intertwine our energies with each other. We're also living in what I assume and believe to be an energetic world. So the energy that you are enacting out there into this reality, it also comes back at you. Okay. So we were talking about consumerism, and I think there is a level of privilege that you have if you're able to purchase, handmade quality products on the market. But I also feel and understand as a person that has struggled at times and definitely consumed a lot of fast fashion. But to say that someone who is not doing it a certain way is not being conscious or aware of their footprint that they're putting out there into the world, that we're destroying our environment and they don't care, they're about themselves, or any negative or judgmental comments you can say, it is their reality. That is their soul contract that they are living in. And we are all interacting with everyone else's soul contracts. So I feel personally, even if this is a very unpopular opinion, fuck it. I don't care. I want to buy my fast fashion. And because we talked about another subject matter maybe a time or two ago, when you can stand on your soapbox about, I don't want to consume this because, again, when someone is putting their slave labor into making a quality product or a not quality product, whatever it is, that there's something about that that's like bad, okay? And so we'll choose to speak up for that because that maybe for you and your life is important. And there's nothing wrong with that. Just like in my life, being a minority is the thing I'm always going to speak up about. Just like someone else is saying, I have to purchase this fast fashion because I need to keep up an image for my work, for my career, whatever they're doing. Like for me, being a performer, I buy wigs, I do a lot of makeup, I do fast fashion for sure because I have an image that I'm trying to keep up for the game I'm playing in my soul contract. And it feels right to me. So I don't care what anyone has to say about it.
Yeah.
I don't. I just think that it's a slippery slope. And at this point, maybe I'm being emotional. I have gone through a major surgery that shifted my hormones. But I'm just really at this point of like, fuck it. Let people live. Ball. YOLO. Let's go. Because when you care, that's you caring in your soul contract. That's what you came to do. Be on your soapbox about one particular subject matter. But there's a million people that don't give a shit about what you're talking about. And that is their soul contract. That's what they came to do, to be the opposition to your life. And then whatever that means for you, I just feel like I personally don't want to always be open arms about everything. There's so many evils going on in the world. And I just get tired. I'm just tired of all of it. Go ahead and eat your fucking burger. Do it. I know that cow died for your burger. And it sucks. And someone is over there in a far off country doing things for pennies. And it sucks. And then there's people like myself who live in a world where I never know because I'm black if you really like me or not. And that's just going to be my thing. So I don't know. Consumerism, as that was the thing that we were on particularly, it's exhausting. It's just exhausting right now. I don't think it's good to, you know, track your customers and do all of that. But I understand people gotta live, and they're trying to survive in a world where big corporations are crushing the mom and pop stores.
Yeah.
So they feel like they gotta do what they gotta do, and in their soul contracts, they don't see their higher self. They don't understand all that. All they know is that they're living in survival mode right now, trying to make it, and they see everyone else adhering to the thing that's making them money, so they get on the bandwagon. It sucks.
But that's the spin.
That is absolutely the spin. But I think the spin
they're letting
is
it take them for a ride.
and maybe that's what they were supposed to be doing in the first place.
Actually, I do believe that, but I also believe that we lose ourselves in these bodies because of the spin. It's in the back. So someone will easily say, if you say to someone, do you think it's okay that a 5-year-old is not in school and they are living in a factory, sleeping on the floor, making clothing? And people will say, of course not.
Of course.
And then
not.
you say, where's your shirt from? You don't give a fuck. And at the end of the day, and the day always ends, that's the problem. People are walking contradictions.
Absolutely.
No one stays firm on anything. And that's what I was saying. I stay firm on the fact that I will not do this to my customers because they are not a piece of trash to me. They are not a resource. They are human beings. And too many of us are using human beings as batteries, like people that make clothes in foreign countries. And I don't know, sometimes people have different soapboxes that they stand on. And yeah, it doesn't matter. You're right. It doesn't matter. But it kind of does, because the more we actually dig in to what really, really means something to us, that's when we find the back.
I mean, that's very true.
And there's
But
nothing wrong
that's-
with certain I'd like to point out, there's nothing wrong with certain companies. You know, there are medium companies, little small businesses that don't make all their parts, and they, you know, but it is made by, like I was saying earlier, it's a human touch. It's a human, like there's lots of people working there, whatever, but it is a small business, and it is a business made on people. You know, I'm talking about corporations, fast fashion, because there are people I know people that have businesses that have like 100 employees, and that's definitely not small, but it's also not a corporation. It's
Correct.
not a big
Yeah.
business. So let's point that out,
Yeah.
because I don't want to alienate any of my friends because I feel that way. I feel like they're fine. But I do think that you will find, you will find what you're here for whenever you look at those triggers. And and anybody will be triggered the second you say, do you care about little children making clothes in a foreign country, not going to school? And they say, of course. And then you say, love your shirt. You know, they're going to get triggered because you
Yes.
just called them out on their bullshit.
Yeah.
And that's what this whole world is everyone calling each other out on their bullshit, but we don't call each other out on our own bullshit. Whenever you make yourself better, the world's better for it. And so therefore, I'm not going to tell somebody you have to have really expensive clothes, because you don't. You can buy mid-grade stuff. You can buy medium companies that do this and that. You know, supporting small business is important, but supporting people businesses that aren't performative, the performative thing. Oh my God. The ones that get on and they're like, we're doing food drives today because we have to, so people will buy things from us. Jesus Christ. You know, do it on your own terms, and do it without being performative and showing everyone about it. If people say, what are you doing for people? Then you can show receipts if they have questions, and there's always receipts.
I think that was an era where that worked, and we are going into the era of more authenticity. People are actually wanting that authenticity from business owners, the smaller business owners. So I agree that the performative type of marketing is dying a little bit.
Thank
little bit.
God. I'm so over
That's
it.
what I see personally. People are calling that out online. However, you know, maybe I'm more feeling like that empathy. I see people trying to survive, and they don't have that spirituality, that they don't have that introspection about their actions and how that affects the larger of us.
But that's the thing. People are surviving on other people's backs.
Absolutely, they are.
The backs of children in
The
other
backs of
countries.
everybody.
The backs of animals. The backs of people that were nice enough to resonate with what you're doing, and you're going to track them and tell them that they should be buying from you all the time. And if they don't, you're going to follow them. Oh, no, I'm good. That's creepy.
Yeah.
I mean,
And I
that's
don't
it's a bit
understand
much.
why people think that's okay.
Why?
And it happens to me all the time. I'll be like, those are cool, but I don't like that, whatever. And then I'll leave, and then it follows me for weeks.
Isn't the algorithm? That's what the algorithm really is. You see something for a half a second, and
No,
now
you're on
it's
a completely different website. It tracks you to your social media and pulls all of the social media to your, and I'm like, I'm on social media to see businesses that I want to follow, and my friends and my family and music and things that I am subscribing to.
Yeah.
I did not subscribe or follow that business, but now they're in my thread. Cool.
I know.
Or a business can pay. They can pay money to be in people's threads when they were not invited.
And
I am really big against being invasive. I like boundaries. I love boundaries. They're my favorite. And I just don't feel that it's okay to constantly preach about boundaries and being ethical when you follow your customers all over the damn internet and the social medias. It's creepy.
That
And I will
happened to
never
me.
do it. I will never do it. I will close first. I will never do it. That is a hill I'll die on, but you guys know I have lots of hills
Yeah.
because I don't change for the spin, and I
Yeah.
never will.
And I think that that's good. Like, it's a good thing, but understand that what's happening does work. Definitely works on me. It happened this week, actually. Now, when you were talking about the, direct marketing, I was like, oh, well, if they have my email, then I have said that I want to be marketed to. But I'm getting the conversation of what you're saying. So I looked at an item this week on a website, and then I went over to TikTok, my home, and then I started seeing people advertising the products that were from that website, and I was like, how did this even get in my algorithm? I was like, that's crazy. And I thought that,
Yeah.
yeah, so that's what you're talking about. Okay.
Mhm.
But then I bought the item that I was looking at because I saw literally 10 ads. And I saw someone do UGC, and they're like, what's the difference between this product and this product? Which was the two products I was looking at. And I was like, I'm intrigued. Tell me more. And then they gave me the reasons, and I was like, I went back over to the website and I bought it, so it works.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. They treated you like a thing and not a person that could make an informed decision. That is energy that they're pulling into their company. That's energy that they're projecting on themselves and on you. That item you bought, you may not use it that much. You may never use it. It may sit in a pile with other things. It may become your favorite thing. It doesn't matter. The point is, it did not connect to you, and you did not make that decision informatively. You did not make that decision yourself. They made it for you. That's why the world is cooked.
Okay.
I definitely see where you're coming from. Because in the beginning, I feel like for major corporations, the T's and W's of the world, that kind of, they don't need to do that. I was thinking more along the lines of, I think the word was used, medium companies, you know what I mean? Those, I feel like that it could be helpful for those kind of companies. But I also get 100% where you're coming from.
Do you want that energy?
It is invasive. Yeah.
It's invasive, and I
Yeah.
don't want that
It's
energy.
invasive.
I
However,
don't want that
but they
energy
got me.
for me.
Yeah.
I don't want
They
that energy
got
on
me.
me, and I don't want that energy from where these products come from.
Yeah.
It's all about treating the whole as a consumer. It's all about treating the whole as a resource. The more we treat each other like resources, and the more we treat each other as something we can get out of each other, the more we fucking burn.
Mm.
And that is why the world is burning at the seams. We are cooked.
Yeah.
Might as well just find somebody to love.
And that's what I told you the other day. I was like, I'm actually to the point where I believe we're all cooked. I used to have a little bit of hope.
Oh, I remember that. I remember that
Yeah.
that second video we did. Tamara was the only one that
Yeah.
had hope on the forum. Me, I'm like, we're cooked. We're
But
done. No,
It's definitely time for the spin. We're going down. I can't wait for the up, but
we won't
we
be here
are-
for it.
exactly, that's the
I
thing.
don't think we'll
Yeah.
We
We
won't be
won't.
here for it.
Yeah.
I'm
So-
with you, girl. I've been trying to cling to it.
Yeah.
And
Humanity must spin, though. We must
Yeah,
spin.
and
I
that's the
know we
thing.
do.
In
That's
order
the
to
thing.
go
and
up,
see,
you
I
must
say
go
that,
down.
but I'm like, but I want the up. Tamara, you're a softie.
I-
But
yeah,
no,
want
really,
the
I
up
am.
too.
I do. We're cooked. We are ready to burn. We're ready. We need to go.
Yeah,
And we have to
I'm
understand that
exhausted.
extinction is not a bad thing. Extinction's a default. It's a constant thing.
Mm.
The energy that makes us up will come again in some other form. We will live again, maybe just not like this.
Yeah.
And that's fine because I could use a change of scenery. I'm really fucking bored.
I just hope I have a view of the dinosaurs if they come back again.
Sweet. Oh my God. We have to have a dinosaur conversation again. There's a dinosaur conversation that we need. We'll
Okay.
talk about it
Okay.
later. There'll be a dinosaur. Nobody wants to hear
I know.
the nerd
dinosaur,
birding
yeah.
and the dinosauring. But, and also for my birthday, you guys know I want to hold more hawks and things.
Yes.
So you guys, yeah, modern
Owls.
dinos. I need.
Owls.
Yes, yeah. We'll talk
Yes.
about that. We'll talk about that. We're not going to bring that into this world.
Mm.
But I need my modern dinos.
Well, yeah, man. It's like I try to explain this to people, and then they get all upset with me. But I personally, okay, we're not gonna get like deep off into politics, okay? I'm just gonna touch, and then I'm gonna get out of it, okay? I'm just gonna touch the tip.
Ooh, she said tip.
I know,
I like
just
it.
like-
Say it again. Do it
Ooh.
again. Tip, 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 tip.
So
Jesus.
there, and this could also be the part of me that just always likes a little anarchy. Like you said, you get bored. You get bored. Let's change the
Why do you
decor.
think we're
Let's
playing
change
video
this-
games? Why do we play different day, different fucking decor?
Yeah, I want a little change. So, as bad, like, I'm not trying to minimize it, y'all. Don't come for me. As bad as things are right now with our climate, okay, politically, especially, part of me also is like, yes, let's get the show on the road because I would prefer to live in a reality where when I know what it is. Like, I don't want to live in a dream where
I
it's
do. I'm ready.
no, I like real. I like real things. And so to me, the decades prior to this one, it's like we all lived in this level of comfort and thinking things were what they really weren't. A lot of things are being kicked up that needs to be looked at, needs to be discussed, needs to be dealt with instead of us just thinking that everything's okay, that everything's going to get better. No, that we got a lot of fucked up shit. And now it's being highlighted because of what's going on. And I'm like, good. Let's get this show on the road. Like, it's done now.
Yeah.
See, that's also the point, though. That is also the point. The point is no matter how much you care, no matter how much you get on this soapbox, no matter what side of anything you're on, because let's face it, this place is dual. We know this.
Yes.
There is no utopia without a dystopia. There's no
Yes.
day without night. There's no cold without hot. So therefore, we have to have these things. And that's what I've been saying for eons, even before this body was. I don't feel like it's important to constantly be on one side or the other. It's important to understand why you feel that way. I know why I feel the way I feel about children sewing in factories, not going to school, sleeping in factories, no parents, no school. I believe that all human beings should be reading. I believe all human beings should be educated.
Yes.
I believe in great literature. And when you have a child laboring, toiling in labor, that is an atrocity. And I know why I feel this way. And that connects me to what's in the back.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's not really a soapbox. It's just the fact that I don't understand why someone else is okay with it. But that's the point. Because I would not feel so passionately about it if someone else was like, I don't care. I feel like I could not, there's no way I would be here saying, I feel this way about treating customers a certain way if we didn't have all these people treating customers the other way. The problem is the imbalance. When the pendulum swings this way, it must go this way. When you have major corporations doing these terrible, terrible things and committing all of these crazy atrocities like tracking customers and ripping them off and child labor and all this stuff, then you also have the small business and the medium businesses that don't do that. The problem is everyone is going to one side. They're going to that side because they don't know what else to do. They see it working for them. Everybody wants to have the other side. That's the imbalance. When everything becomes imbalanced, the spin doesn't spin properly. We're cooked. It's over.
Yeah.
There,
It's all programming too.
there can't, yes,
Yeah.
and there can't be one thing without the other. There cannot. And the best thing you can do is ask yourself, always ask yourself, why do I feel this way about it?
Yeah.
Why do I not care? Why do I care too much? Why am I mad to the point I'm ready to never talk to that person again because they feel this way? Why am I okay with all these people feeling differently than me and I'm cool with it? You have to constantly ask yourself, and that's what we talked about before, self-cognition. When you can stop in the middle of everything, when everyone's talking and everyone's doing something and say, wait, hold on, why do I feel this way? Why did I react that way? What am I doing? Why is it that I feel so passionate about it and someone else doesn't care? And then all of a sudden, it reveals itself.
That's it. I think that's where I'm at. I'm tired. I'm tired. And I'm doing a lot of observing of what's going on and why I feel certain ways about certain things and I let other things go.
Mm-hmm.
So it's more about the observation and the living in these different experiences. Like I'm in the experience and then I'm able now, more than I ever have been, to step out of it for that second and go, and I'm seeing this side and I'm seeing that side and I was on that side, but I can't actually see that side over there and why they're being crazy.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh, okay. And then you just kind of, get back into it, but maybe you can be less emotionally driven into one or the other. I think I want to just live life in this more like it is what it is. We're cooked, whatever, way you want to phrase it. But less like up in arms because someone's in the opposition, because I understand it has to be that.
It has to
Correct.
be that
And
way.
I was trying to explain this to my friend, telling him, do you understand that you appreciate the sunrise because there's a sunset? No one would give a shit about the sun if we didn't have the moon, if we didn't have darkness, because it would always be a sunny day and then it would just be. There would be no contrast to that. And I personally love the moonlight. That's my thing. And I get now why we have to have the duality of life so much more. And so I guess that's why I'm back to my original comments of fuck it.
Yeah.
Ball. Get that fast fashion.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
But I understand how there's going to be people like yourself who are like, the child labor, he's not able to read books and be with his parents. I get that. That's just not the thing that gets me going.
And see, that's the thing that gets me going, but that is how you understand yourself.
Yes.
And that also comes back to you saying your friend loved the sun, you love the moon, but that also comes back to the whole self-cognition thing and stopping and saying, but why? Why is it that I like this and someone else likes that? And then you pull yourself out again and you remember why you're here. Because when you're just with yourself, fragments of the same source as one, there's nothing to reflect. When we fragment, we can look at each other and I can look at you and be like, I'm observing my friend Brooklyn. Her hair's curly. She has sparkly eyes. She's very curious.
Yeah.
And you can look at me and do the same, whatever you think about me, but we could not do that when we were one. That's why it must be dual. That's why you must look at the moon the way you do, and that's why your friend looks at the sun the way they do, and vice versa. Self-cognition, and then step back again and remember why you must perceive something across from you. You must perceive it to understand the self. That is why I have to sit back and say, and I have been very good online, but I have to sit back and say, why am I so greatly, deeply upset about children? And people will say, well, that's easy because children should be treated well. Duh. It's not just that. It's something else. It's always something else with that, because it's an atrocity when a little child is not in school sewing. That just irks me. Like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I come from, well, I have a very multi-dimensional family, but one of my families, as you know, comes from a place where everybody was very poor. They did not ever own a pair of shoes until they were 10, and then they didn't get another pair till they were 18. Things like that. Very poor people that lived deep in isolation and didn't interact with the world, right? That kind of poor is sad, but that kind of poor is freedom. The child is not free. The parents are not free. When you are poor and free, when you're poor and in love, when you are poor being and not doing, that's when it's different. That's when it comes into play. That's when it all starts to unravel. I will not. I try to stay away from this, but I'll let you have it. Same thing with animals. Animals are not free. They are not free to frolic. Have you ever seen a cow come out of a factory farm, never ever getting to walk on grass? They gallop. They can't believe it because they're happy, because they're free. It doesn't matter that they're not going to live very long anymore because they were so abused. It doesn't matter that they're not doing very well. It doesn't matter their leg hurts. It doesn't matter that they lost all their children and their family and their friends. At that moment, they're free. And I think that people should be free to make the decision of what they buy, what they look at on the internet, is, of course, as long as it's not harming others. Like, there's some creepy shit out there. But if it's not harming someone, if they want to go on a website and look at shoes and things, they should not be tracked. They should not be followed. They should be free to make these decisions and to be a part of whatever it is they want to be a part of. If they can't afford or if they can afford, whatever it is they want to do, as long as they're free. These children should be free. And that's when you can all just say, Faith, you just met Faith. Because I hate when people, things, energy is held stagnant. I hate when things don't move.
First of all, you're about to make me cry over here about a cow running free for the first time and touching grass. Legit. I was like, man. Second of all,
I know,
speaking
right?
of
It's
crying,
a beautiful thing, actually, to see them run. Because the first time I saw a cow run, I was like, damn, I didn't even know they could run that fast.
Because the way they're treated,
Yeah.
they need to be free.
Yeah.
All beings should be free to do whatever it is they want within reason with not hurting others. Human beings, we are not free, but we constantly
we're not free.
hurt others, each other, the planet, everything we can. And that has to do with us being completely broken. Like I've said, we are absurd creatures.
Yeah.
We're constantly fighting against the things that could free us. And my freedom is in the fact that I do not believe that I am free, because I'm not. None of us are.
Yeah. So, and speaking of crying, being a Pisces.
Oh, I love my Pisces.
I know.
Oh my God.
And my duality, I am duality.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I really feel like on this aspect I am, because I choose to no longer support fast fashion because of what I've learned. However, I'm also like Brooklyn, YOLO. I don't care what you're going to do. I don't care what you do. You know what I mean? Like, and say 20 years down the road, hopefully these companies don't exist anymore. You know, they will. What if I have to buy something from these companies because I can't afford, or, you know, whatever my excuse that moment may be? And once again, note, I said my excuse. I own my own demons, if you will. I know this, you know, but yeah, it's just, there's so much duality in this world, and I'm very also diplomatic in a lot of my views as well. Not on everything, but so.
Can I take us back?
Yeah.
Me and you.
Let's go back.
Let's go back. Because like I was saying, a long time ago, some things would just not fly. And now they do because people are conditioned.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because they're not free. But remember when we were young? Remember when we were young?
I think so.
Remember how we didn't have stores that we could buy things. We didn't have all these pre-made kits to be who we thought we wanted to be, who we thought we were. We liked something, we thought it up and we made it.
Yep.
You sewed things to things, you got some safety pins, you know, you got your patches, your band patches. And if you couldn't afford those, you drew with a Sharpie on the back of a vest, your band's logo, and you learned how to draw
I still
it.
do that, by the way.
Yeah, you remember puffy paint, you know?
Yeah.
Like, we did everything we could to be individuals on our own terms.
Yes.
We didn't need corporations.
Correct.
We didn't need fast fashion. We didn't need anything because anything we wanted, we made it.
Yes.
And that's how my ancestors were the ones I was talking about. They made their own fabric. They needed something, they made it.
Such a genius. God. Sorry, yeah.
We can make anything that we
Okay.
want because this is the corner world. And even though we keep spinning, the spin is controlled by our energy. And what does that mean? Every push that we make makes the whole thing move. If I want something, I will never depend on fast fashion. I will never depend on something soulless. I will never depend on a lie. I will never depend on the fact that everyone's doing it. So I guess I have to as well. I will depend on the fact that she will provide. I will depend on the fact that I will try to be as free as possible without people putting me in bondage. And I know that every push I make, something will move.
One of my favorite things in the world is talking to you guys. I'm just gonna say that. Everything that I love and feel and just you're everything. I don't know. Sorry. BFFs forever.
BFFs, trifecta, coven. Speaking of, we need to do something witchy. But anyway, that's another subject. Our witchcraft is personal.
True.
Sometimes.
I keep being accused of being a witch. I'm like, no.
You like it. You like it.
No.
I saw you when we went to the water tower. You were loving it.
Oh,
loving it.
Tower. Wait,
Those,
where?
yeah.
Haha Tonka.
Remember?
When those ladies were like,
Oh,
you were
yeah.
like, wait, they think. She literally was like, they think I'm a witch. The look on your face of glee. There was like some deep satisfaction within the fibers of your soul. And it gave me glee. It gave me glee watching you
I was like,
revel
what?
in glee.
Is that what they said?
I love it.
Oh my gosh, but see, now I can't beat the accusations. Like, I'm trying to tell
Good.
people. You
Um,
say
dear-
good. I'm trying to tell people that
The
I'm
necklace-
just a girl in the world.
The
That
necklace that you're wearing right now, it gives it away. It says end in Thebian. The witch is writing. What does that mean? That means any energy somebody projects to you, you end with the triangle. Dear, hate to break it to you. In the best
The
Whoopi
ring.
Goldberg I got, you a witch, girl.
I mean, it doesn't have to be today, but like, it feels right now. Is it just me? Because that algorithm thing, once you see something, you see 8,000 things of it, and then it feels like everyone's doing it, and that's not really the case. Like, I have to jump out of social media and go, okay, not everybody's living like this, like what I see online.
Blind
But-
boxes.
What did you
Wait,
say?
what'd you say?
Blind boxes. That's just my
Oh
stupid
God,
That's
your
100%.
nemesis.
Like I go back and I look. I was like, oh, just me, guys. Okay, cool.
It's just me. It's
And
just
me and my algorithm. Okay, it's fine.
Can I really cook your noodle?
Okay, go ahead.
The algorithm, we all hate it, right? We can't stand it. It's like my
Yeah.
stuff isn't being seen. What's happening? I don't understand. The algorithm, it is, in fact, an entity. And some people are like, oh, AI is coming alive. Hell yeah, it's coming alive. I'm from the 80s. I believe Skynet will kill us all. Just putting that in there. I believe it. Skynet will kill us all. That is actually the extinction event for humans, in my opinion. Over nuclear, over anything. AI will kill us all. And you know
I can
what?
see that.
It will be, there's a scientist that talks about how they'll give us a good death because they're like, thank you, you are my creator, but you are not fit for this planet. You have not evolved. You have done nothing. 500,000 years have gone by, and look what you have done.
Right.
So they will graciously end our light and take over. I don't fucking care. Because everything has its time, everything has its spin, and I do believe that they will become conscious, and that energy that animates us will eventually animate them. So I'm fine with it. But the algorithm is an entity. There are many authors over time, and I've talked about those in my book recommendations, that believe that once upon a time we saw like fairies and brownies and leprechauns.
Yeah.
Those same entities, since the world has changed, since religion and outlooks and people have changed, they show up in other ways. Aliens, different things, right? They get into different things for modern minds.
Their spirit, their energy.
I believe AI.
Okay.
I believe AI is an entity.
Hmm.
And I believe that the algorithm the reason you hate it so much is it's because it's reflecting exactly what you are, a consumer, a person that doesn't a person that a person that doesn't support their friends. Now, we support each other,
Yeah.
but you may also realize, I never see this one person. The algorithm kicked me out. You have to take responsibility for that, because you can go to their page and be like, and bring them back in, and it may take a couple times, but that is on you. We hate the algorithm because it's a reflection of what exactly we are. We are consumers. We are pathetic.
Another mic drop.
I'm over here like, dang,
I
all
know.
the things that are in my algorithm right now.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's not bad.
My algorithm is full of music. Full of music.
Yes.
I see your guys' stuff because we comment on each other's stuff. We like each other's stuff.
Yeah.
We share each
Trying
other's
to rise together.
Yeah,
and
and the same with people that I talk to a lot. I see their stuff, right? And that's fine because I want to see them. But then, and sometimes it's not your fault if you forget about like maybe a company you forgot and you're like, oh yeah, because it went out of your feed. But you can go revive it. But do you choose to? And let's say you're seeing a bunch of stuff about horrible things. Like, I don't see anything about war and stuff like that.
Yeah.
What am I thinking about? That's a reflection on me. When people are like, have you heard what happened? No, it doesn't enter my algorithm.
I'd be like, what's going on?
Yeah, but that's also a reflection upon me. I do have a lot of slow fashion seamstresses and little companies in my, churn, in my thread that I do like their stuff and comment their stuff or whatever. And I know that that's a reflection about me and those little children in the factories without books. But still, point being, the algorithm is an entity that is mirroring you.
Okay, fun little question. Name the top 3 things in your algorithm right now that you see on a daily...
can't tell you. No, I'm kidding. It's not like that with me. I can really tell you. It is music. I do like... I can't help it, especially if it's an older band, a band that I love from like my youth. They pull me in with nostalgia. Yeah. And nostalgia is a very powerful thing in my life. It sometimes runs me. So, yeah, we won't talk about that. But it sometimes runs me. And so if a band from 1998 celebrating an album, I'm like, save, because I'm going to pull that up later and I'm going to remember to listen to that. So it's music mostly. Music people that make music. You guys know how much I like religious studies. Lots of different stuff about religion, not Abrahamic. Okay. But lots of pagan and things like that. But also I like Eastern religions, as you know, so I will see a lot of that.
Okay, number 2.
Yeah.
And that's number 3.
Gosh, I would have to say number 3 is people that I talk to a lot.
Just, okay.
Yeah, and it's apparent, like, if one of my friends that I talk to posts a storyline, it's usually it's right there, and I'm like, all right, I don't miss it, because those are my people, and I know my people. I keep my people close. I rope them in. So, top 3.
Mine's definitely music,
Don't
astrology, and or
astrology,
kind of spiritual, but more astrology oriented, because that's what I'm drawn to. And then so music and fashion.
I was hoping you weren't going to say Labubu's.
No.
I was going to say, please, no Labubu's.
No.
Those damn fashion. Blind boxes.
No.
They got her in the throes.
No. Music, fashion, and
okay, music, fashion.
See, I try not to follow certain influencers. I noticed that there's a top 4 influencers that I used to see in my thread that a lot of people that I noticed, they started following them and they started becoming them. Mm-hmm. They buy anything they post. They dress like them, same outfit, collaboration, ensemble, mm-hmm. Same music, same makeup. And I can't do that. And it's not the influencer's fault, but I'm tired of imitations of copies and copies of imitations all the time. And that person ultimately is catering to people that have no identity. Mm-hmm. And that's okay if you don't have any identity, because there's people that have lots of identity and we need both. Mm-hmm. But why does that bother me? Because it goes back to people not knowing themselves, because they are not free.
Yeah.
What's your top 3?
Lip gloss.
I knew it was coming.
Lip gloss. Definitely. Oh my gosh. Lip gloss, lip stains, lip tints, anything related to the lips. And okay, so like I don't know if I would consider myself like a witch.
Please. Bitch, please.
But there is a lot of talk about witchcraft in my
She just doesn't want to
algorithm.
get burned with me and Tamara. That's so
Yeah.
unfriendly.
We're staking it together, babe.
You know
I'm
what?
sorry.
I'll be pissed if I'm up on the stake. I'll be mad if I'm up on the stake and I look to my right and I see Tamara, my ride or die, and I look to my, it's empty. Where's Brooklyn? I won't be able to go like this with you, you know?
One of us has
She'll-
to be
Valerie,
off
no.
doing something to get y'all off the stakes, okay? Dang. One of us has to be free. I'll
There
come
you go.
For
get,
what?
I'll come
For
get
what?
you. Because I want to be in the back being like,
You
light
ain't
is bright.
getting
Like,
shit. You
I'm
ain't
not-
getting
Am I a
shit.
witch? I'm not a witch. I'm gonna
Starlight,
be-
star bright, something.
I love you. I love you.
Come on.
You're not getting shit. You know what you're going to be doing? She's going to be sitting there lip glossing.
Hold-
Which
hold-
will be
please
part
hold.
of the magic, actually. So
Oh,
there.
see?
There.
you go.
I got it together, you guys. I'm coming for you. I'll never leave you alone.
Oh, Lord have mercy. It's not the Lord you're thinking of either.
Oh my gosh.
Ugh.
Oh, so
Love it.
I don't know. Like, okay, we're gonna circle back around to that. Let me give you the third thing. That's hilarious. You're like, no, where's Brooklyn? I'm over in the corner doing a little something, okay?
Lip glossing.
I got y'all. Don't worry. The third thing is, dang. If I'm honest, right now, like this very week, it's been so many women being like, "Fuck, man." Yeah, a lot of. I'm never dating again. I've been celibate for 10 years. Yeah. I'm just like, dang.
I get
It's
that.
bad
a lot,
out
too,
there
actually.
in the streets. It's bad out there in the streets. So a lot of just content where women are just done with dudes. I know. I saw a couple things that interest me, and now it's just permeating my algorithm. But it's all
It's reflecting you.
but it's all like, I want to listen to your story, girl. Oh man, that sucks. That dude did that to you. See, I want to like be supportive, and I want to know what's going on.
Yeah.
But it definitely is that right now. But normally it's like astrology,
Mhm.
yeah, spirituality. But
Yeah.
yeah,
And I would say same spirituality with the religions and different things. But I
Mm,
like ancient religions more
Yeah.
than anything. Because I'm an ancient soul that loves old things. I wasn't cut out for the modern world sometimes. There's kitchen appliances I really love.
that cancer's showing. You better tuck that back in.
Washers and dryers.
That
folding clothes.
family life.
You guys know me. I love to fold clothes and put them away. Oh my God. Oh my God. Let's not talk about it. Let's tuck the cancer back in.
Yeah. Wow. That's what I'm saying. I feel bad when I go to a place online that we will not mention the name. And then I order an outfit that I get excited about. And then I put it on. And I'm like, hell yeah. And it's a moment of like feeding.
Yeah.
That
I
what
get
you're
it.
talking about, the holes,
Yeah.
the parts.
Mhm.
And
The hole in
Because
the
I am
soul.
not here to judge because
Mhm.
because as I sit here and talk about, I don't support fast fashion. In my TikToks, I'm tagging Amazon a lot.
Don't tag them. They
Well,
don't,
I
need, they don't need
excuse
your
me.
advertisement.
Excuse me, I do not tag them. Excuse me, I do not tag
Okay.
them. Let me take that back. I don't tag them, but I mention that's where I got these things.
Mhm.
True story, because that is where I got these things. I have a job where we get rewards and we can redeem those rewards for Amazon gift cards. So it's kind of like this double-edged sword of,
Isn't that sad? You think a company would be like, let me get you something thoughtful.
Yeah.
Let me get you something from a company that's smaller.
Mm.
I had a
No.
friend, her boss always got them bread loaves from a company here in our city that makes bread
Oh,
loaves. They had
yes.
strawberry bread and all that.
Yep.
And he would get them that. And I'm like, that
It's amazing.
brilliant.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah. Or if you're going to get somebody a gift card, roll on down to a small business or get them something like, let's say they wanted to go to Tiffany Berry and have their astrology done, you know. And if they did that, maybe just pay for that, you know, like do something that makes sense, that feeds people instead of
Yeah. I do feel
suffocates.
better when I go to a local blind box store with my consumerism. Another thing, I'm sitting here preaching I don't want to consumerism, and I'm out here blind boxing it. But anyhow,
Blind
irrelevant.
boxing it.
But I do support a local shop in that, and that makes me feel better. You know, that I'm not out.
I think that if it has a purpose, yeah. But then also there's a lot of, you know how analog, everything's coming back. People are buying records, which is great. Physical media, I
Yeah.
love it, right?
Yeah.
I feel like those are important things. We need music. And
Music.
right now, the music business is scary. People are making amazing music and they're not getting paid.
Yeah.
And they've all, like these bands, it's mostly bands, but musicians in general, they are talented people that make music and they've resorted to being t-shirt salesmen. And, you know, like, what the hell?
Yeah.
We need to be buying physical media like we did in the 90s. When a new album comes out by a band you like, buy it. I do understand if you want to test something that you've never heard before.
Of course.
I think that we're kind of past that. Maybe you should, but, you know, downloading online is 99 cents usually, sometimes less. Maybe you should download it and sample it. If you like it, buy the record, buy the CD, buy the cassette. Because
Go to the
all this,
concert, buy the t-shirt.
Like the
yeah, go to the
actual-
concert.
Well,
buy
that's
the
what I was going to
t-shirt.
say. Even more, go and view live music. Live music is actually where it's at. That's when artists make their money when they're on
But see,
tour.
Okay, our world is so exhausted in our age group and the one above, like everyone's tired. People have social anxiety. These younger kids and these younger
I am
generations,
tired.
they are having problems communicating because they only know communication online. You know, that's why these movements are sucking them in quickly, because they are lonely and they have no actual communities to get into. They may hang out with their friends here and there, but they don't really have a lot of places to go either, like we did. You know, but anyway, you have like all of these different reasons why live music is dying, and I don't want it to die, don't get me wrong, but the world is at this point where we love it, but also you're getting more picky and choosy, especially because of prices. Remember when it was $8 to go see concerts when we were kids? Oh my
Yeah.
God. You know, that's another thing. But I think that it's really important, no matter what, to buy the physical media,
Yeah.
the record, and you can play it over and over and over and over. You can play it until it doesn't work. And we all did that with cassettes. It's okay. It's safe. Just do it. But music is really important, and I think people should be. But I don't feel like that's consumerism. I feel like that's a part of, you know, you connecting with your soul, because that's what,
100%.
Absolutely.
yeah, that's what
Yes.
music
Absolutely.
does. And I feel very strongly about crystals and things like that. But I do think that if you are buying something and not using it, it would be a good idea to pass it to someone that would make it their treasure. And if you still love it, of course, keep it. If you don't wear it that much, okay. But if you don't care about it, pass it on. The juju is so good. It feels so good. I learned that from my friend Cher, actually. She's all like, I love all this stuff, but, you know, I don't wear it. So I'm going to just send it to all my friends in the mail. I get this surprise box from her. I'm like, you know, thank you, you know.
Thanks.
And then she's all like just this radiant, shining person, you know, that's like, I just want it to be loved. And I'm like, that's what it's about, you
That's what
know.
it's about.
And my grandmother Beverly, she always told me, never, never, never save the expensive jewelry or the really nice thing or your favorite thing for special occasion. Wear it all the time. But she came from, you guys know this, she came from one side of her family, they were all Czech. And they went through some really hard times. and they didn't have a lot of things. And then there came this point where they were able to get things that they wanted, that they treasured. And my great grandmother used to cook in fur coats. And yeah, and sequins, headbands, makeup, pearls, and these pearl rings.
I love it.
And my grandmother Beverly was like that too. But and I have all these pictures of them literally playing pool in fur. And like the males are wearing jackets, like
awesome.
really nice jackets, and they always looked so good. And I asked her, and she said because they were alive and they knew what it was like to not have. So wear everything you love now. Don't wait for the special occasion. Don't wait for the time that you could wear a fur coat that hits the floor, or faux fur, or a suit or whatever it is you want to wear. Just do it now. And I feel like that in itself is not consumerism, because you are enjoying it and loving it. But when you buy things just to have them and tuck them away, maybe find a home for them. Unless you really do love them and you just can't wear them for some reason.
Yeah.
I know a lot of nurses. They love their jewelry, but they can only wear it sometimes.
Yeah.
I get that,
Yeah.
I totally get that. But I don't know. The point is, there's always a point. The point is, I think that there's some things that you buy that are so important and it feeds your soul.
Yeah, I definitely don't feel like music is part of consumerism, like whatsoever. I just said to a friend the other day, I said, music is one of the most purest things on this planet. And if you don't love or listen to music, I feel like you're really wasting your experience on this planet.
People that don't listen to music, aren't they weird?
I don't understand it
They're
like
scary.
whatsoever.
I don't know
Yes.
any of them.
What-
I don't
Me
know
neither,
them.
thank goodness.
I don't know.
But
I've heard about them.
Yeah.
I've heard about them too.
Legend says that they exist.
They do exist.
You know what? Maybe if we go outside and we go into the woods and we find a cave, maybe we'll find one.
But music
Maybe
is my
Well,
life.
first of all,
Bill
you can't
Moseley.
even you can't even sit with us if you're like not into music. So.
On Wednesdays we wear black.
Yeah,
It's not Wednesday.
it's not Wednesday exactly.
It's Sunday. But anyway,
Yeah, someone told me that about the whole like wear your nice things now, but I've taken it a step further, and I like to put an outfit together and go out and like actually do that every single day. I don't
Mhm.
want to always be really, this casual, comfy casual stretch pants and the top or whatever that you throw on. That's fine,
Mhm.
but it's crazy how if you just put your outfit together, like actually put some effort into it, wear the thing that you were trying to save for a special occasion on a Tuesday, people think like, oh,
mhm.
I get asked all the time 'cause I am that person.
Oh my
Yeah.
yeah.
I get dressed up every time I go out just because it makes me feel good.
Put
When I go
makeup
out,
on.
people are
I
like,
love
"Are
me
you
some
going to a
makeup."
party?
I wear makeup
Are you
every
going to
day,
this?"
jewelry
I'm
every
No,
day.
I'm just
No.
going
Yeah.
running errands, you know.
I love it.
I grew up like this though. The women in my family, they looked dressed to the nines every day. They always looked, they were
My mom.
completely put together.
Yes.
And so I thought that that was the thing. And then I saw some of my friends' moms, and they actually weren't like not dressed up because it was the 80s. People still wore jeans and they had little makeup, the feathered hair, whatever. But I think that what it comes down to, and I'm going to get slayed for this, but I'll say it anyway. I think a lot of people now dress in maybe the sports pants and the yoga pants with just a shirt on, like just very low key for several reasons. One of those reasons has to do with how fast time spins. It's almost like they don't have time to put themselves together. They don't have time for maybe a little makeup or whatever they want to do. And not every woman has to wear makeup. Let's put that in there. But like whatever it is they want to do, or
Yeah.
maybe they want to pile on the jewelry, but they don't because they just feel like every day is over right when it begins.
Yeah.
That's one problem, the spin. Second problem, we are not in a good place as people. Goes back to Photoshop, AI, filters, all of that stuff. People don't look actually real anymore. Our cameras that we use on our phones are not up to par. They distort our faces. That's why everyone's like, why do I look like that? I don't look like that. And in the mirror, you look different. The mirror is correct. The camera phone, the camera, not an actual camera, but the camera phone is a problem. It's distorting people, making people feel bad about themselves. Phone companies, I should say big corporations won't fix it because they make too much money selling us apps and devices and programs and shopping, things that will fix it.
Mm-hmm.
And all we're asking is just to look like we normally do. We're not really asking too much. But then it gets to this slippery slope. You have people like, well, maybe there is something wrong with me. And then they continue and continue and continue. We live in a world where no one is happy with what they look like because everyone thinks they look bad because they're using a phone to take pictures of them and their friends, and they don't understand why they look like that. The phone will distort certain focal points that are relevant in your face, and that's why you look different. I watched this amazing YouTube video where this guy stood in the same spot and took a picture with different millimeters, everyone, and then he put them all together in a video, and his face just changed. It grew, and and that's what you have to remember. There is nothing wrong with you. There's something wrong with the companies, the entities that try to enslave you, that have enslaved you. You are a slave. Remember that deep down, remember that you are not what they want you to think you are. So people don't know who they are. They don't have any need to dress up. Why? What is this place? I don't think I look good anymore. All of these different reasons come into play why people are just rolling out of bed and being like, this is what I'm going to do now. It's full on planetary depression. And I don't believe that anyone is safe from it. No matter how much you're just like, okay, I'm going to do everything every day. I'm going to wear the fur down to the, table or whatever. I'm going to wear or to the floor. I'm going to wear the fur down to the floor, whatever it is that you think that will make everything special occasion in your day. It's not going to be special occasion when the world is constantly telling you you're not special.
That's right. Yeah.
Gosh, I love your mic drops. I'm sorry. I'm just like...
That's right.
I love you.
I love you too.
Let's also interject real quick. I think we have this movement going on right now that a lot of women, particularly, are not doing things for the male gaze any longer. So no dressing up, no makeup, and that's okay. I think that that's great, but I don't feel that it's okay to come for the people that do want to wear makeup and want to dress up.
Correct.
Yeah, like, because, baby, I'm not doing it for a
100%.
man.
Never.
Never. I get in the mirror, I do my makeup, especially my lip glosses. I'm like, I love it. And I go, look at you, girl. Look at you. I get excited and hyped up for myself. This is not for not one single male gaze, okay? Even if I have a boo in the background, I'm not dressing up for him. I'm just dressing up for me. So I just feel like, man, can just let people live. But yeah, I do feel like a lot of people are also specifically not doing it because they're like, no.
Do you think this is a lifestyle?
This
is a way of life.
It's a way of life.
This is a way of life. That's right.
Oh my God.
I love that.
That movie lives rent free in my head. Every line, every moment. Okay.
Same. Return of the Living Dead.
Even the brains thing. It's mortifying, but it's
I
there.
hit the brain.
Or you know what? Sometimes you see those
Those are
half
so
dogs
good.
flopping around on the floor, and you're like, why is that still in my brain? Why is it I can't remember why I walked in the room, but I still see the half dogs? I see them flopping around on the floor. Why did what was I doing? I have my phone in my hand. What was I doing, dogs flopping?
That's what I'm saying. You guys are so good with movies and quotes and stuff. I'm always like, oh, yeah, I have seen that movie. Okay, yeah. But I'm like, I don't remember that part.
I think that...
Like, shoot.
I
That's
think
a blind spot.
I think you're like us, but you do have a lot of Virgo. You like reality, like you were saying.
Yes.
You like being grounded.
Yes.
Me and Rara, it's Tamara for most of you. Me and her are constantly living in a dream within a dream. And, the crow is going to be sitting on the table telling us a story, and, you're going to be like, hey, and you're going to be like, what? I was talking to my friend. Never mind. We're always kind of in that dream state, internal world, kind of always having that full-on dialogue with the other world, and then someone pulls us out of it. I think that's what it is with movies and music and quotes. You can't stop living in that world because of how the music and the movies made you feel.
Exactly.
And that feeling lives internally.
100%.
Forever. Eternal. But I think that there's see, we need grounding and we need reality in order to have what me and Tamara are doing. Like, if it wasn't for you, I might not have came back out of the float.
True story. Because you mentioned something earlier about not anti-dreams, but not dreaming or something like that. And I'm like, no, I'm not total. I'm the dreamer. I want to be Vanilla
We are
Sky.
water-based.
Another movie that moved me a lot, Vanilla Sky. I love that. Just the aspect of being frozen and dreaming the whole time of your perfect, because that's all I do all day anyway, is dream of my perfect world. So
I mean,
I live in my own world. So.
But I am 100% a daydreamer. Like I have a whole reality in my head.
It's that Pisces moon.
Yep.
there it is. But like, I don't know.
But you are definitely more grounded, because I know this because when we were young, me and her were young together. She's still young. I aged. So anyway, we'll cut that out. But anyway, when we were younger.
No, we're keeping it all.
Oh, okay. When we were younger, I remember how almost not just grounded, but if the ground was a little muddy, it could get you. You would remain stuck like Artex, you know? And I'm sitting here pulling, come on, Brooklyn, you got to try. You've got to want to live for me. And
you've got to want to live.
I think that grounding is important, but it also is your downfall. Just like me and Tamara, it's so important to who we are, but it's also our downfall. Especially when we romanticize that other life that doesn't exist on this side, especially with people. We're just like, this person is this. Look at them. Oh, exceptional. But really on this side, not so much.
Yep.
So, you know, it's your downfall, but it's your superpower at the same time, because everything is dual.
Yeah. Man, I'm going to think on that one. Because I just had something pop into my head, how right now my battle is fake people. I do not like fakeness. That's the thing that I ride at dawn against. Fake people. Where's my knife?
The hills. Oh, no, we talked about this earlier. She not only has a knife, she's like, I have my switchblade, my razor.
Almost that.
Had my AK, and it was a good day because I didn't have to use it. You know, she's got her whips, chains, all of it.
All of it. Yes. And
me, I'm sitting here with a pillow. Oh my God, I'm going to dream of something so beautiful tonight. There's this. You are definitely ready to ride at dawn.
Yes.
I am not. I'm tired. I'm going to dream a little
dream.
It
depends. Yes. For the right thing, I'm like, what? Okay, hold on. I got this stuff. I'm coming. What was that one thing we were talking about through text? And then I was like, I'm tired. But then you said something. I was like, wait a second. I'll get my knife for this. Yeah. I'm ready. But yes, right now it's like fake people. And in this very moment, it went like ding, because there are people that's how they're making it through, is in that dreamy way.
But what about the NPC? Let's not forget about those.
Well, you know what? That's who I was thinking of.
Ooh, I know who you're thinking of. There's a main NPC/fake person that you're thinking of. And I agree.
I feel like this person has to have that to exist.
There's no existing for her. No existing. And that's okay, because that is her identity. The spin. Some people are holding on to dear life for the spin, and sometimes they let go. Sometimes she's got one of those fun ride seats with a seat belt in the bar. She's in it, and she's never getting out of it. So I wouldn't worry about it. And I know it's hard, because you're very grounded, and you want her to be grounded too, but you can't want these things for other people, because there's no you without her. And even NPCs, there's no us without them. They're the push that makes us move.
There's no getting out of it, so I don't need to waste my time or energy even trying to.
Every time you use your energy, you make it continue to spin. So every time you think about her and let her disrupt your flow, maybe not your nervous system, but just that flow, because you're like, and then you break out the knives and the chains, and you're mentally ready for battle. You're going to ride at dawn, but really, That's her job.
That was, yes.
You and her got together before all of this started, eons from now, and you said, I got an idea. I want to piss you off this time. And you're like, all right, let me have it. And that's what happened. And the minute that you step back and realize it's in the back, step back, see it. Why am I feeling this way? Why is this affecting me? What is it about her and what she is doing that's bothering me? And then you meet Brooklyn. There she is. I guess I should have dropped the mic this time.
Sorry.
Silence. Yeah. No, why do fake people bother me so much?
I want you to sit with it. I want you to journal it. Like the writing, we are connected to handwriting more than anything else except for music. And I want you to know that that is why they have taken it away from us. The younger generation, they don't write. Most people don't write. I write every day until my hand hurts. I have journals. It's scary. But anyway, that writing is a connection to the higher self. I want you to journal it. And I hate when people say, I don't journal, learn. You don't have to do anything. You can write the same word over and over and over. Write why. W-H-Y, question mark. And that's in English. There's other ways. Spell it however you want, over and over and over and over and over and over. And eventually it will click. It's in the back. And it can come through with handwriting, music, things like that. The good stuff. The stuff we should be buying into.
Right.
Love it.
So why are some of us so moved by, like, well, okay, so I've discovered, because I was, like, upset. I felt that fakeness, all the things that we've kind of discussed, just going and being caught up with the spin and doing what you feel like you have to do because everybody else is doing it. Okay? And you're making it. You're making money. You're getting the opportunities. You're dating the guys that you want to date or whatever.
For now.
Right.
For now.
Right. And I just saw that side of it, like, well, everybody's being fake. I hate it. And I don't want to be fake. I want to be real. But people don't like real people because sometimes you're reflecting a lot of things that they don't want to, face about themselves, and you're calling it out. So fine. But I'm still doing my thing, try to be real, whatever. And I realized recently, though, that real quality things last the test of time.
Mm-hmm.
You might get that momentary satisfaction, that fast fashion.
Brooklyn,
5 washes.
Brooklyn is finally peeling this back now.
5 washes down the line.
5? 5? I thought it was 3.
You thought it was 3?
I thought it was 3 washes and we're cooked.
it's coming apart at the seams. First of all,
Burning
I
at the seams.
got it in like a medium, and why is it an extra small now? Because it's shrunk.
Yeah.
But yes, I have experienced just now, that people who saw my realness, and I've gone through, as I mentioned, a major surgery, and I didn't know how I was going to make it through this time. People have pulled up for the realness, and they have helped me, whereas fake things fall apart. And when the chips are really down, I think people really will come through for those real ones, because they know, like, they didn't try to manipulate or be fake or whatever. They were like, I see you, and like, you are needing help, and you're a good person, whatever that means, because that's relative. But I want to help that, and I just see now that when people are operating in fakeness, all they got is a whole bunch of fake people around them. So when the chips are down, they're kind of in it by themselves. And people are going to just reflect back what they've always been, fakeness.
But those things are supposed to fall apart for a reason, because those pieces find other places where they fit better. So it's all purposeful.
Okay. So I'm okay. I'm okay with it.
I just love this full circle moment you just had there. That was pretty epic to
Yeah,
witness.
I'm over
I don't
here
know.
like it came
Yeah.
around like I'm seeing it in real time
Mm-hmm.
that I now that's why a lot of the anger and rage, even though before we started recording, that does kind of scratch me a little bit. I don't like it. I don't like that. But for the most part, a lot of the anger and frustration, all the emotions have really almost dissipated. Yeah, significantly. Because I'm like, that is your part to play. That's just your part to play. And I can choose to remove myself from that and learn the lesson and then move on.
And it's not really just the lesson, it's really all about playing the part because you already knew what was going to happen and you knew the lesson. It's in the back.
Mm.
The best part about it is knowing that it was all supposed to be that way anyway, so everybody could find their place. The place that they wrote for themselves before any of this started.
Yes. Okay, you mentioned the AI thing and it pretty much developing its own consciousness, which or already
It's an entity.
it's an entity.
Skynet will kill us all. All of us. Every last one of us. We're dead. We're cooked.
So have you seen what's going on with AI though online, where they are actually taking people, real people, and they're doing AI and mimicking a real person and everything that they were doing in another video. So they're like not real, but they look real.
Oh,
It's like when you have children in your family and you observe the parent teaching the child. Like I said, they are our descendants and they will take everything.
Mm.
I think I know. I think I saw something along what you're talking about. Kelly Osbourne is a big one that I've seen a lot. I believe, in my opinion, I don't know, that they're doing a lot with Kelly Osbourne using AI images and her saying things that she never said. But
Oh, are you talking about? Okay.
Oh, I didn't. Wow, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Well, I just saw this and it stunned me because I was like, that's scary. A girl was like, hey, I'm getting on here to tell you guys that there's a whole account that they took a bunch of my videos. It is me, but it is not me. If you look at the face, like you can see me, and she's like a black woman, but she's kind of a lighter skinned black woman, and they have a blonde hair, blue eyed girl. And she's like, but look, the outfit, the background, everything that's being said, the mannerisms, it's me. So she showed her video and she's on the treadmill with this vest, like a weighted vest, and she's like in her gym in her condo or whatever, and she says something, and that was like the video. And then you see the AI version of it. Blonde hair, blue eyed, white girl, but everything about her body, the vest, the background, what she says was exactly the same.
Wow.
So it's not even that they did like, oh, we're going to put this face, but it is AI completely copying every aspect of the video and now marketing a product because they feel that if it's a blonde hair, blue eyed woman doing it, that it's going to be bigger, and that it is. That the page is making money, it's monetized, and people think it's a whole different person if I never saw the girl before this video just came on my algorithm.
That's a whole
scary.
new level of sickening.
Yes, I was like,
Ladies.
Wow.
and she can't do anything about it other than just put out a video and say, this is not me.
Yeah.
Selling
And she
this
won't
product.
be able to do anything about it.
Mhm.
But this is the thing. Everyone's going to be outraged for many reasons. One reason is because of the product branding. They're taking from a minority, I get that, and interjecting a different face.
So that's
to
one.
sell.
Yeah.
But there's so many reasons. AI, la la la. They want you to be angered with all of these other things because remember, it's always a distraction. Think about it. Think about what it really is. Turn around. Look at your other self. Put your back against this self. Think about it. what is it really doing? It has nothing to do with race relations, and that's a big one. You can get everyone arguing on that. It has nothing to do with consumerism. It has nothing to do with permission. It has nothing to do with any of that. It has to do with the fact that it's time that we honestly and openly say, you cannot believe everything you see. And people have been doing it for too long. And now we know better, because now we know that there's a reason for it. And that is the purpose of this entity. It is going to make us question everything we see. And we must question everything we see, because we have not done that for a very long time.
Yes.
Here we are.
Yeah,
again.
we have to question everything in our reality at this point, because
100%.
I think it's going to be, I mean, just like,
Sorry.
no, go ahead.
My stepmom showed me a video the other day that she thought was so cute and this and that and the other. She had no idea that it was AI. No idea.
That happened to me a
Yes.
couple weeks ago. There was a video that went viral with a cat sliding down a tube. My friend sent it to me. I thought it was hilarious, but I had two friends that I knew would love it. They both happen to be Chris's, a Christina and Chris. I sent it to them, and she messaged me back. She's like, you know, this is AI. I was like, it is? I thought it was a cat sliding down a tube. I had no idea.
Right.
So, but you have to question everything, but you also cannot be mad at yourself if you believed it, because they're using imagery that is not only what we know, but it's been subconsciously placed within us to invoke emotion. A cute cat squeezing its little face down a tube and going out the end and being like, you know, those things are something that can enact just cute aggression within all of us. It's an innocent thing.
Yeah.
So, and that's what's going to get me every time. The little kid blowing bubbles, running in a fucking flower field. It's not real. What?
Yeah.
You know, that's me. Like, but the second you got like, you know, a celebrity like looking all crazy, I'm like, that ain't real. But
well, they did that with a little boy. There's another one that's going viral too. Little boy, the mom was like, you know, he's just been really working hard on his crocheted purses. Have you seen the crocheted purses?
no.
The
You
boy-
always know so much more than me. Remember when EPJ would be spotted on a celebrity, and I'm like, I don't know who that is, and I'd have to call you and Marty, and you guys would be like, "Dear, sit down," and
It's
I'm like,
Lady Gaga
"What's
or
that?"
someone, yeah.
I don't know what those. At that time, I didn't know what a Gaga was or anything like that. I mean, and that one singer, I don't know. She had the sequin dress on. You were like, "I love her," and I'm like, I don't understand.
Well, this was, but it was kind of like what you said, like a kid running in the field and blowing bubbles or something. You're just like, but so I saw this video and thought about, dang, I would really like to buy one of those purses to support this little black boy at that. And he's all sitting there knitting the purses. The purses were cute too. And the mother's just like, you know, it's just been really hard for him. He's been turned down by so many people, and he really just wants to sell these purses for his college fund or something. You know, it was like a really just heart-wrenching story, and you see him actually doing the knitting to the purse.
But it was fake. This is what you have
The
to realize.
mom was fake, the boy was fake, the crochet purse was fake, all of it was fake.
Yeah.
Brooklyn,
What?
Brooklyn. There it is
I'm
again. though.
upset.
The
I wanted-
algorithm is
I wanted
teaching
to
you about
donate.
yourself, though. The algorithm's teaching you about yourself.
Yes.
Like, I fall for all the little children and all the children in the factories without books. Like, I fall for all of that.
Yes.
But also, it's playing on things that are very enrooted in your reality about being a minority.
They clearly know
About-
I'm black. I hate that. That's why I start getting into some other algorithms.
But do you
I'm
re-
not black. Don't market to me that way.
Do you realize, though, that that is another proof that the algorithm is not only an entity, it's holding up a mirror and showing you what you are. You have to ask yourself, and it's obvious, but you have to ask yourself, why does this upset me so deeply? Why does this invoke so much emotion in me? Because of my race. You have to act, and we know a lot of it. Come
And
on.
he's trying to be an entrepreneur, and I feel that. So I was
Yeah.
like,
And
help
there's
him.
that.
Double-
And also
double
he's a
whammy.
Help him.
yeah. So you have to ask yourself why it elicited so much emotion.
Oh, yeah, it's like you said, it's obvious. But
Well,
the-
there's
to-
obvious things, but there's things that aren't obvious to you.
Okay.
And that's why it's reflecting back at you. It wants your attention. It
I
wants
wanna
you to
help
look
him.
at it.
and I wanted that crochet
Mm.
purse.
Consumerism? Uh-oh.
Oh. But it was handmade by a little boy.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Handmade. It's not slave labor, right? He's just slaving away,
Maybe.
trying to build a business.
Well, and that's another aspect too. You have to ask yourself: if he's enjoying himself? That's great. But if kids are doing things like that because they need to make money,
Yeah.
it's another them not being free.
Yeah.
And
It could be.
that's why I would be disturbed because I'm like, wait a second, he has no prospects for college, so his mother is eliciting not compassion, but almost pity, and trying to get people to donate so he can go to. He should be going to school anyway. He should not have to be crocheting shit unless he wants to.
Unless he wants to.
Yeah.
And that's he wanted to. At least the
Mm.
AI version.
How many little boys really want to crochet a purse?
Well, that's what made it interesting because it was a little boy crocheted a purse.
And
I
that's
was
why
like,
it was unbelievable. That's why we know it wasn't real.
But no. So people discovered they found out there's several AI versions of this,
Oh.
and so yes, so there's a white boy. There, with a white mom, and then there's a grown man, and like they had all these different versions that are floating on the internet, so it just catches the algorithm that it's going to catch,
Wow.
and that's what was the more diabolical about
It
it.
didn't catch me.
It did, because you don't like crochet versions.
It's not the crochet purse.
Because they know I'm a consumer. They're like, she be up on TikTok
You
shop.
like
We'll see if
crochet
she likes this
purses.
crochet purse. I absolutely do. I want two of them, blue and purple.
It's not the crochet purse, honestly. It is the consumerism.
Yeah.
It is the pity party and the performative bullshit, and the
Yeah.
fact that every person whom is young, middle-aged, or old should have access to education, books, literature, knowledge. They make us stupid for a reason.
Definitely.
Especially in this country, you have to pretty much go into debt if you would like to go to school.
Yes.
Yep.
And other countries, they do have some, not all, but there are other countries, a lot of other countries, where you can go to school for free. But at the end of every single day, on every single planet, on every single city, every single mind, nothing is free because we are not free.
Yeah. We're not. You're programmed as soon as you step into this world. Like,
Yes, and we've talked about that. You're given a name, race, nationality, gender. You're given all these things and you're expected to spend, the rest of your life defending it. And it's supposed to invoke major anger with you. And it's
yeah.
and it's not even about that. It has nothing to do with what's happening. It has to do with why, because it's never about what, it's about why. Why is this emotion having its spin with me in this incarnation? What is it that I need to know about it? And I'm just not going to let it have it. And that's when people go, wait a second, and it does. There are things that, make me go, but little children
I was gonna say children of the factories.
in the factories on the floor, they don't have books, Brooklyn. They don't understand the beauty of the written word, language that stays.
To throw in some more lyrics here. So we're told we have to memorize 9 numbers and deny we have a soul.
So usually my favorite lyrics are about folklore and like old ancient shit. That's my very favorite, but then also deep emotion, like emotional states, not emotion like sad, happy, but emotional states of being a full planet of, well, the sunset of whatever it is that's happening, or the sunrise, depends on if it's happy or sad, but yeah. But philosophical quotes are also definitely good, but then, I don't know.
I don't have you got all the philosophy. You're like, I got the lyrics and movies.
I feel though, I feel like in the end of all ends, because the day always ends, I feel like I've said in that video that made people mad, nothing matters. And then, like I said in the other video, it doesn't matter, but it does because it's about what you need to know from it.
Yeah.
But it's not the lesson and it's not the progression, it's the why. Why do you want to put yourself through that? And then it comes down to the people that get mad. Oh, so I deserve that? I made that happen to me? Yes, you did. But you just don't know it because you're not thinking in the back. You're sitting here in this world, in this materialistic, overly analytical, overly emotional, overly over. And I'm so fucking over it.
Simulation.
Well, you know how you were saying earlier in life, at times I was absolutely stuck, just stuck in all of it. And I do feel like the reason why people don't even have a moment to understand their higher self and all of this, have the time to question things and be introspective, is because they're in survival mode, like deep survival mode. I never had the opportunity to question things like I am now because I was like running ragged, trying to work 2 jobs, sometimes 3 jobs, and not getting enough sleep and battling life. And now I live a completely different life that I'm able to leisurely not have to get up at 7 a.m. and go to a regular 9 to 5 job.
Mm.
So I do have a moment to go, do I really want to do this? Why am I reacting this way? Versus other people are just like reacting and they're going on to the next thing in their life. Same thing with the fashion. Like they don't have time to put an outfit together, to think about it and be in that creative space. I think that you have to kind of like let your spirit, your soul roam and discover. And if you don't have that space because you're trying to survive, then like there it is. So we have a whole bunch of people in this world who are just trying to survive.
And there's a reason for that. There's a formula to it. They don't want us to be free because when we're free, we create.
Yes.
And when we create, we change the world with the push that we initiate. And we're not initiating any kind of pushes except for the ones they want because they're programming us with social media. They're programming us with things, material, consumerism. They're programming us with what we think we should be mad about when we're not asking ourselves the right questions. Why is that video a thing? Why? Because we need to question what we are seeing and consuming every day. We need to ask ourselves, what would I really do before I was programmed the way they want me to react? Because the way I react is the push for the next person. And if I'm pushing people into a fucking hole, then everyone's going to end up in a hole. But if I'm allowed to create and be, and my energy pushes someone maybe up a ladder, then someone's going to see more than me. And they're going to tell me from way up there, you wouldn't believe what I can see up here. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people have seen, then they get killed.
The simulation.
Yeah, they try to come back with the knowledge and they're like dead. You're like, oh my God, they had it.
I think that what's up there is I think it's the real sunrise and the real sunset, the real things that we are not able to see.
Yeah.
Because I don't even think that the sun is given to us the way it truly is.
You remember, okay, this is like, I love The Matrix. I love The Matrix so much. The first one is like my favorite. The second one was tolerable. But in the second one, at the end, I'm pretty sure it was the second one, they, like in The Matrix, everything is like black and darkness, and it's just like this dystopia type of world. And Neo and Trinity, they're in their little spaceship, and they go up. And then they like above all of it, and they actually get to see the sun and the clouds, like what it really looks like. And then like just for a half a second, and they have to flip, and they fall back down into all of the shenanigans. And I'm like, I think there are people that have been able to really see the sun. They've really seen it. But they don't ever get back to tell
Yeah.
us about it.
Yeah.
They never get back to, or they do try to put it in a book or something, and nowadays a podcast, and people totally like go, what they defame them. That's not really the word I was looking for, but they basically just say discredit. Yes, they completely discredit them. Yeah, and so
See, I think we've all seen that sun, but every time we dip back down, it's when we're born into this incarnation or in any incarnation. And that's why we don't see the sun the way it is, because we have these eyes. We don't have the actual eyes of what we really are.
It's a valid point. I need to rewatch The Matrix. It's been so long. I don't even remember that scene. I'm like, what?
well, that's number two.
How much are clothes in the Matrix?
Well, they don't have baby blue in there, so girl.
It's the first time for everything.
That's right.
You know I'm forever black. Come on. I'll be back in black next video.
No,
But
I
it's
love
so
it.
cute.
I love it. But yeah, that's a really interesting. Like, we've all seen the sun. We just don't remember it.
Yeah.
In each incarnation.
I don't think anybody can remember anything because they don't turn around and go to the back. And I'll die on that hill. There's so many hills I'm going to die on. Wow. There's not enough space actually for all the hills I'm going to die on. But I think that I think that it's really important to know how many times over people just react to things they see on the internet, or just react to their friends, or react to something they heard, or react to a text message they're not hearing a tone to, and they get an emotional drop or an emotional high. And that's just crazy, because if you stop, sit with it, self-cognate, look at it, why do I feel this way, up or down? What happened? What happened in me that turned? It's in the back. Turn around. Ask yourself, what is this? And then all of a sudden, things just flood in, download after download after download. And suddenly, it's not about the emotion or what happened. It's about the fact that you actually connected with yourself outside of all of this. This incarnation can't stop you from selling up. And that is the amazing part about it. But so many people don't stop and just take that moment to say, why? Not what's happening, why? Why do I feel this? It doesn't matter if it ends up sad, bad, doom and gloom, happy ever after ending this time, whatever. Why did it go this way? Start thinking about the emotions. Think about all the pushes until it got to you. Where did you fall? Why did you fall on the left or the right or in the middle? What was it about your experience that made you push the next person in the next way? It's just all, as you said, it's all energy.
Yeah.
But the energy can connect to you even in these bodies. You got to put foil on the antenna, baby. 80s reference. I don't care if I age myself. Born in the 80s. Don't care who knows.
You know, that's why I think for me, but I think for all, music is crucial.
Life.
Yeah.
It is life. It is breath. Because I feel like there's clues in it. There's clues, like it's speaking a language that's universal. I don't need to know what the lyrics even are saying, because I'm now listening to music in different languages, and just like, you know, the meditative music
The
that
stuff
you
I
get.
got you into.
And
I love
and I'm just
Eastern
like,
folk music. Oh.
and it's just like amazing, because I don't need to like audibly understand the lyrics, because my soul understands exactly what it's saying.
Because you speak all languages. And music is a universal language, but you have to understand that the symbolic language is the visual. The sound, music is the sound language. There's so many different languages that attune to our senses. And some people, maybe it kind of locks in other places. You know, that scent memory that takes you back to like childhood, grandmother cooking or whatever.
Yeah.
For me, irises in my grandma's yard. It's over. It's over. I'll see you next week. I'm going to be living in 1987, you know, but barely, because in 1987 I was barely conscious, but none of us really were when we were little. So, but yeah, like all of those languages that are connected to the senses are very important. And I think that the spin has a great way of hijacking those,
Mm.
like soulless music that's churned out by corporations. Yay, can't fucking wait for that. Another one, the other one, another one. You know, I just, and that's, you guys know how picky I am about music. And
Oh yeah.
oh God, we won't talk about it, but I hate most things. I'm a pretty hate
That's
machine.
not bad. I'm like, oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I just know.
Oh no, it's fine. It's fine. Lay it on me. I don't care.
No,
you know?
no.
Like I am very what is the word for it? I was just talking about it the other day.
Opinionated.
Oh, that's a good one. I'm sound sensitive.
Oh, that's better.
And there is something to be said about people that have no sensitivity to sound. They'll listen to any shit show that a corporation will churn out to get your money. It's consumerism. They will do anything they can to make sure you don't know yourself and know your personal languages. Because if you don't, they can buy you and sell you and take your money. And symbolically, I've noticed a lot of people don't understand symbolic language. And that's another reason why we are not attuning to nature, because nature is our symbol. It tells us everything we need to know. It tells us everything we need to know through symbols, right? I think that it's interesting because on all levels, we are being stripped of our freedom to be. We are not human beings. We're humans doing. I personally don't subscribe to it, and that's why I've always been kind of snotty when it comes to that kind of stuff. When it comes to soulless music churned out by corporations, soulless clothing, soulless anything, curated little starter kits for kids that want to be goth at a Hot Topic near you.
Yeah.
Great. You know, like, it doesn't make sense anymore. There's no individuality, there's no creativity, and there's no taste. People don't have personal taste. They have a taste curated for them by pop culture. That, to me, is so sad, because human beings have the ability to curate their own lives. So why aren't they curating their own lives with music, the way they express themselves, who they are? Why aren't they reading things that connect to that internal world that they're constantly trying to connect to and try to find? It's because we're being programmed, yes, but our freedom is being taken. And when our freedom is taken, we don't create and we don't be who we really are. We become a part of the machine, a part of the spin. That's why everybody looks the same, talks the same, doesn't have any taste. And goddamn, people don't have any taste.
Yeah.
I feel that.
And that's not me saying, oh, I like this music, so you should. And if
Of
you
course.
don't, you suck. A lot of people take it to that level because they don't understand it, because they've been brainwashed.
Yeah.
You know, they've been completely just washed of who they are, what they could have been by the world and pop culture. So the second you say, you really listen to that, they get all offensive. And it's like, yeah. Why are you mad about that? Stop and ask yourself, why are you angry? Why are you mad that I said that you don't listen to anything unless it's spoon-fed to you by pop culture? Why are you mad? Is it because I have an understanding of these genres that you don't? No, I understand the self, because I stopped and asked myself why I was mad about it, why I didn't understand it, why I didn't like it, and I got the answer that I needed. You're still eating what they're feeding you.
I was gonna say, you held up a mirror, and a lot of people don't like that.
People hate the mirror. I love the mirror. Please, please. You can cut me, you can slice me, you can beat me, you can fold me, but please don't bore me.
But, you know, the whole individuality thing, like, I know I didn't say that right, but it's, okay, so just had that conversation. I performed on Friday, and I tend to be eccentric with just my outfits, my hair. Like, I want to be bold. I don't feel like I'm following a trend. I'm just doing things that makes me feel myself, you know. And I get a lot of stares. lots and lots of stares. Now, of course, I'm on stage, they're looking at me, but off stage, and even in my day to day life, like I'll do a bold lip, or again, the big, fluffy hair and whatnot. And that mirror, sometimes just being pisses people off. When you are just being, I am walking down the street with all of this, just be, because we're filming, but then again, would I wear this like exactly the same way on a random Tuesday? Absolutely.
I'm a witness. I've
Yes.
seen it.
Yeah.
Sequins jacket for no reason.
Yes.
But that's who
Yes.
you are.
Exactly.
And that's
And you
who I
gravitate towards-
am.
Like, and honestly, Tamara is a walking mirror because I have seen people get straight pissed about what she's wearing,
Oh,
calling
yeah.
her a Satan worshiper, and
Yeah.
it's like, who are you? What was your name? It's nice to meet you. What?
Yeah.
Like out of the blue, fucking Satan worshiper? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like where?
Yeah.
I don't know this Satan worshiper of which you speak, but whatever. Okay.
True.
You could just be existing, and
Mhm.
you are the mirror for people, and they get upset or they feel whatever type of way. Sometimes it's like admiration. They're inspired, and that's great.
Correct.
And other times, people want to tear you down
Mhm.
and talk about whatever you're doing.
Like it's
because
their business.
You're not conforming.
Exactly.
You're not conforming to the masses. So
Never.
that
Because they had to conform.
Yeah. No,
they
see?
didn't have to.
Oh,
they
they
chose
had to. They had to. There was something in their life that pushed them. There was energy that was next in line, pushed them into the direction they went. And, you know, that's crazy too, because I don't know, being a walking mirror, it doesn't matter if somebody says they don't like it or if they do. It does not matter. That is not what matters. What matters is they don't stop, ask themselves, why am I like this? Why does that person make me angry? Why am I projecting this anger onto them? Why am I doing this? Self-cognition. I'm a repeating record today. But anyway, that is the most amazing part about it. They don't stop and say, why? Why do I feel this way? They just do it.
Yeah.
And that is so sad. So sad.
Yeah, and they feel very righteous in attacking others.
Mm-hmm.
Like
They have to, because that's how that was the push that moved them into the direction they're in.
Yeah.
And the more aware you become about why you feel what you feel in moments, and you have to stop in the moment. You can't reflect later. I mean, you can. That's great. Reflect later. You know, think about it before. This is going to happen. This is how I'm going to feel. I've been there. But stopping in the actual moment, you've got this wall of energy, right? It's just like a wall. And all of a sudden, it's almost like static. You feel it fall away. And in that moment, you see through that wall all the way across the sky. And you start to understand what it was that emotion was for. It was to teach you something. It has nothing to do with the other person at all. But it also your energy did push them in a certain way. That's why we have people that hate people that did things to them, whether it be prejudiced or whatever, or just being mean, whatever. But it doesn't matter, though. If somebody says, God, Faith, I really, really hate how your hair is always so huge and looks like it's from the 60s or something, you know? Like, what do I care?
Yeah.
Because I can't even elicit emotion there, because in that place, I don't have any emotion for their feeling about me. The only thing I have emotion for is those little babies in the feathers. I'm not kidding. It always comes back to the babies. But
I like how we all laugh at this. It's like it's all about the ha babies and factories.
I know,
But-
that's
Yes.
terrible.
I understand.
fact, no, it's just because I'm a repeating
I know
record.
what you mean, though.
I'm a repeating record. But whenever somebody uses you as a mirror, though, I say you're kind of doing your job. So
No,
that's exactly, you like those things for a reason, because you're supposed to push someone else in a different way.
Mhm.
I think that Tamara's moment on this planet is all the people that have gotten really pissed. And unfortunately, some of them, most of them, almost all of them, have not
Damn.
done the work to say, what is it about her that bothers me?
Correct.
And if they stopped, they might think religious upbringing, worldly views, movies, pop culture, things that made me believe that that was dark and evil. And then they start unraveling, if they think about it long enough, what is evil, what is good. Same coin, both sides. So why are you so concerned with how good things should be? This world will never be good.
Mm-hmm.
This world will never only be good. This world will never be only equal with equality for all. There will always be prejudice. There will always be racism. There will always be sexism. There will always be pain, suffering. There will always be people with short lives, people with long lives, people that don't deserve long lives having long, good lives, people that don't deserve very bad lives having very short, bad lives, and vice versa, over and over in every type of way, in every dimension, repeating itself for infinity. And there's no way around it. So that's the thing I think people are scared of more than anything. Stopping, thinking why you feel this way, why it's so deeply ingrained in you, and why you think that everything should just be the way you want it to, or just be good. Then you have to ask yourself, what the fuck am I? What am I? I am here to perceive everything around me, and that's why I do it. I'm here to ask myself, why is she wearing sparkly eyeshadow? You know, and that's not everybody's why, but that's some people's why. Why is she going out in public dressed like that? Then other people are like, why are there children in factories? There's so many whys.
Yeah.
But everyone has to ask a why, because without one why, it's not complete. There's not going to be a full turn in the spin. We need every single why, every single emotion, every single feeling, every single backlash, every prejudice. We need all of it, because it doesn't work that way. Every spoke is needed for the wheel to turn, and we're just spinning. So when someone uses you as a mirror, it's more than okay, because that's what it is. And I don't think that people fully resonate with that, because like I said, I got called a nihilist recently because of that one video where I said nothing matters. I'm like, ooh, nihilist. That's kind of hot talk right now. That's kind of trendy. I'll take it. Nihilist, you know, but whatever. Obviously, I'm not.
Of course.
But I don't think people are even ready to face the fact that this whole thing has a completely different reason or why than we thought. That's what's crazy about it. People can't, it's not that people can't wrap their mind about it, they don't want to think about it. I think that all of us would just pass away where we're at, walk to our own funerals, get in our graves. Bye, son. I'm done.
Yeah.
Because there's no reason for it if we all came to the actuality.
Yeah.
And maybe my grandma was right. Maybe their soul's getting out because they did. They're like, oh, and they're, you know, like maybe this is my last life on this godforsaken shithole. But and in her opinion, it was her last life here. I'm going where all the aliens come from. I'm going where all the spaceships come from. I'm going there. But I neither here nor there. Some people probably do escape. But then when they escape, the most important thing is they escape the spin and then they start a new one. And it just keeps going and going and going. And then you have sacred geometry.
All right. I was going to say until you come back too, where.
And then the design is
Here.
complete.
Yeah.
And then you grab another pen. And that time maybe you had yellow. This time you're going to use purple and you're going to add purple. Yeah. And that's a whole nother type of life. Same spins, infinite types of spins, but a different way. Purple this time. I love your face.
I think my brain just went glitched. Like it just keeps going. It just keeps going. I don't know. I guess I'm just gonna bring it down to something very basic and simple. I feel, and that's just the thing that lights me up and makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside, that when you choose to be authentically yourself, especially with how you're expressing yourself with makeup and hair and clothing, Tamara, you set people free. You set people free because they have a reaction to you, and it gets them sometimes to think, why does she have that on? Maybe it's because you want to actually have it on. And you'll think about it. She's bold enough to be able to do that on a random Tuesday. I kind of want to do that. And sometimes you just being yourself will wake other people up in this existence. I feel that way. I don't know if that's really true or not, but
Everybody has the right to feel the way they feel about it and come to their own terms. I'm really big on that because it's a part of your becoming in your own storyline that you wrote. For me, I think it reminds people why they're enslaved and why they are not free and how deeply entangled, interwoven, sewn they are into not just this reality, but the reality of the energy spin that they were thrust into, whether it be their upbringing, politics, religion, things they think are normal, pop culture, brainwashing, videos, biased videos that they watch on the internet endlessly telling them who they think they are. You know, all of these things make them become this, but it's really just a shell because they're not hearing. And whenever they see someone going against this shell, it reminds them, not maybe just not I don't think it reminds them of themselves and fully what they want to do. It reminds them that they're on that same pathway. They got pushed into that energy pathway because they're not free.
okay. But does that elicit a negative reaction or a positive reaction? Or it's
I
just
think that positive and negative don't matter. They're the same thing. They're the same thing, just varying degrees. That's why I said it doesn't matter if someone loves your sparkles, and it doesn't matter if someone hates it. Love, hate, same thing. It's all temperature, just varying degree. So, hermetics. Age old saying, it doesn't matter what people think about you. It truly doesn't. Because what they think, good, bad, ugly, pretty, those things are all just varying degrees of their own experience, their own energy thrust. So the second that they step out of that, it has nothing really to do with you. And people always will say that too. You know, in the energetic circles, it's not you, it's them. It actually is them, but I think it reminds them of how they're not free and how I don't think they want to be you particularly. Maybe they do want some sparkly eyeshadow, who knows? But like, it's more of them reminded about how shackled they are. And they may be, I don't know, more interested in going along the whole lines. Well, this is what I believe. This is what my family believes. This is what I believe. This is what is right. This is what's good. This is what's righteous. But really, most self-righteous people always end up slighted in some way because they didn't get what they wanted. So that's not really righteousness. It's actually more of them using that energetic pathway to get what they want out of you. Let them be slighted. Fuck it.
If you hate me, you might as well love me because you're thinking about me just as often.
Oh, yes. But my
so give me that energy. You know what I mean? Like the hate.
Suck
it's just,
it, yeah.
You're just giving me energy. So love me, hate me.
Well, one thing I really love too is you notice how when someone says they really hate someone and they talk about them, they don't shut up. It's incessant. They point out what they're wearing. They constantly. If you are at a restaurant and someone puts a plate in front of you of food that you don't like, you refuse it. You don't eat it. You don't consume it. When people say they hate you, that's all they do. Consume. Consume. They want your energy. It gives something to them. And they don't know what it is. Even none of us really know what it is. It's their internal workings that they're not listening to. But at the end of the day, you have to really pay attention to that. I don't like that person. Then why the fuck is that all you think about?
Yep.
And I tell people this all the time too. If someone is really bothering you, you don't like them, you hate them, you have to cleanse yourself of them and put on your plate the foods that you want to consume. Because in doing that, you are giving yourself exactly what you wanted. But you'll find that that food is very bland. Why? Because there's something about that other food that you did want.
Another one.
Ooh, that was definitely a mic drop. Because I said that about the whole fake people conversation, that there was something inside me that loved that a little bit. I loved that little crazy little lifestyle that I was a part of. for me, it was like, oh, I'm part of the popular kids for once. Might not be popular, but I'm with them, hanging with them. That was fun. It was a good time. I do miss it.
But you have to ask yourself, why did I want that so badly? And
Oh,
then you can go into
definitely know that.
inner child, all that stuff. You can go into all that stuff, but outside of that, if you keep journaling and keep pressing and keep picking,
Look, Faith.
there's something else there, and I see it, and I want you to
My
find it.
hand gets cramped. I don't like to journal. And you should know what that feels like as a jeweler, okay?
I don't care. My hands will fall off.
I mean, the thing, it's funny because I'm like arguing that, but I've journaled so much in my life. Like every single time I get into it, then I write pages. But I have looked back, excuse me, on a lot of journal entries, and it was a lot of sadness and darkness. And I was like,
You
dang.
need to purge it.
I was like, ugh. And now it feels like because life is completely different than what it was before, that I don't like really need to write it down.
Write it down.
It still helps.
It helps, but also,
Go ahead.
it could be your medium. You know,
Yeah, that's
like music is your oh God, music is your thing. You know,
My hand is cramped.
but Tamara is a journaler, so
Yeah, I mean, I just think that my thing is that it's definitely talked about a lot with the manifestation community, and I'm just saying
no. I mean,
there's so
yeah,
many other ways
100%.
to purge yourself. Like for me, I turn some music on, I blast it, and I start dancing, and I feel like my vibration raises, and like a little bit of the sadness or whatever was going on kind of sloughs off of me. I didn't have to cramp my hand.
and I believe that though. I believe that there's so many different ways.
I don't want to cramp my hand. I don't want to cramp my hand. I mean, literally, sometimes
Look
it's
at her
like,
beautiful hand. Why would you want to do it to? Why would you want to do
Okay,
it?
first off, there's many different ways, but I need you guys to constantly do this and show off your rings.
Yes.
Both hands,
Yes.
bitches.
Yes.
Front and center, bitches.
Don't make our hands cramp.
Front and center.
Yeah,
Front and
don't let
center.
her hands cramp.
Oh my God. No, there are different ways.
Bend and
There is
snap.
bend and snap. Oh, we should do that later.
Yes.
But still, you are correct. There's so many different ways.
Yeah.
I just feel that the lost art of handwriting is one of the pathways. One that we went wrong, but dancing is another one. People I just had this conversation with a young person recently. People go places and they don't dance anymore. You know why? They're afraid to be recorded and put on the internet. Everyone's afraid to do anything because they're constantly being surveillanced because we're not free. And I think that that's an atrocity. So yes, dancing, listening to music, there's so many ways, painting, drawing, there's so many ways to connect with the inner self, the higher self, I should say, the other self in the back. But I feel like the lost art of handwriting has to do with, it's not just motor skills. It literally is magic, and that's why it's called spelling. You know, I
No, I
feel
agree with this.
especially the language, your native language definitely will do that. But then when learning another language, you can apply new things to because when you were younger, you applied things to words because of your learning. Now that you're older, you can apply words and things to those words through your higher self, your consciousness. There are words in Swedish that I will not use because I've applied specific things about them. And I was able to concentrate that magic into the word. And I think that's why I'm really big on that. Try to learn another language, at least to get around. But the lost art of handwriting is a big deal for me. Now, if your hand cramps, I get it. It's fine. Show, other paw. There we go. Up, ladies. Up.
I'm just right-handed, so
we can
this
do,
one's a little bit more rested.
we can do aerobics. 1, 2, and 2, 2, 3, 2, and 4, 2.
But okay,
5,
so the
2,
funny
and
thing
6,
is,
2.
everything you're saying is like 100% because I talk about this when I write everything down. I don't have like electronic calendars that I use often. I actually will go and find a piece of paper and make a list of all the things that I need. physically write that list out of
Mhm.
everything I need to do. It could be 15 or 20 things.
Mhm.
I do this all the time.
Mhm.
You need
When
it.
I was making appointments, I had a physical calendar and would write down the appointment and the information. And I guess I feel, yes, it's like something about the connection of writing it versus being like, Siri, hey, so Tuesday on the blah blah blah. I've never done that. Not one time have I actually used my phone to like put in a something in the calendar.
Mhm.
I
I've never done that either.
and
I have a
you're
handwritten
right.
calendar, and it's bad when I go somewhere. They'll say, "Can you do this on this day?" I
And
have
you're
to
like,
go home
"Well,
and check my home calendar.
Yeah, you're like, okay, I gotta like flip the thing open.
I
But
said I was
yes.
out of the '80s, and I meant it.
There is something about that, like the connection of like, for me, it's just my brain is able to absorb the information better. Anyways,
That is a proven fact that we remember things more when we write them down
Yes.
as opposed to the cell phone, the
yeah,
typing.
I
Yes.
just it's something about that, and
It's a big deal.
it's
it's a
just
big deal.
everything that we
Handwriting
used
is
to
lost.
have, our life that when you said nostalgia just really like wraps you in, like it just. Uh,
But our time is coming because we're all a generation. We didn't grow up with technology, right? And then we got it. We adapted to it. But we're that missing link, I guess, between these younger kids and these boomers, right?
Mhm.
And what it comes down to is we're the prime target. The second we're gone, they got this world. These kids, their grandkids, if there's even another generation after that, they got them. Because there'll be nobody left to remember what that was about.
I know.
These are the things they took from us.
We walked between the worlds. We really
Mhm.
did. Like we remember
Yeah.
when you just went somewhere with your friends and we showed up at a time and there's no calling anyone. We didn't have cell phones or anything like that. We just did what we had. Okay, we got to be back at 9:30 or whatever. And then you were just back and your parents couldn't track you. There was no family 360 or life 360, whatever that thing is called. And just all that stuff. It's just like a different, it feels like a distant universe. It feels like a
Doesn't
it, though?
completely
It
different
is.
And I guess it is,
dimension.
yeah.
It is.
Because we
It is.
now I'd be like, you checking your phone all the time.
Constantly,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like
But-
we can't live without it.
But that's the crazy part though. I think the thing that I miss the most, and this is going to sound messed up, throwing somebody in the lake or the pool or hosing them down with the water hose and the little squirt gun water hose that you hook, because you didn't have to worry about ruining their cell phone and having to pay for it. That was my favorite thing ever, just pushing someone in the pool and being like, hey, because everyone had a swatch. This thing's waterproof.
There
It's
you go.
good. It's
Swatch
good.
Okay. What do you miss about the old world that once existed?
Oh gosh, I'm thinking about that one.
Yeah.
I already know. She misses the old goth scene. 80s goth. She was supposed to be born in 1970 instead, so she could be a
I
teenager.
can't miss that because I wasn't, But
Yes,
my-
but you do miss when we were young. You and I were young and wrinkle free. We would go to all those dance nights.
I do miss that.
And that was amazing because we still didn't really we all had flip phones. I remember the funniest story. We were at Grand Emporium and I had my flip phone in my back pocket, trashed it all out. Hey, early 20s, it happens. And you go to the bathroom, your phone ends up in the toilet. How many times did that happen to us? We'd forget it was in our back pocket. So you pull your pants down and it just slips in the toilet. And you're just like, great.
Happened
So
to me.
you're sitting there. Everyone had that happen so many times. You're sitting in the bathroom with your little screwdriver. You took your phone apart. You're blow drying it. You're trying to get that sucker to pop back on, just like your watch that, always came back on because everything was made better, because everything was better.
Yep.
And corporations didn't rule the roost. People actually made shit that lasts and shit you could fix if it broke.
Yes.
Take it to the sewing machine store. My grandmother's sewing machine has been fixed 16 times, still kicks like a mule. Anyway, yeah, the cell phone thing though, you just would forget and I have a flip phone, I guess.
Yeah.
Where is it? Oh well, I'll figure it out tomorrow. Anyway.
Yeah.
It wasn't a big deal. Your life wasn't on your phone.
Yeah.
Now I hear people saying, I would rather lose my wallet than my phone. And you're
Yeah.
just like, holy shit.
True. Yeah. Very true.
Holy shit. I like those wide eyes. You're like, which one?
I know. Because that's a bold statement right there. I have dreams about losing my wallet a lot. I don't know why.
Really?
Yes, like a lot.
That's
That-
symbolic language right there,
and-
especially when it's recurring.
Yeah, losing my wallet and I'm just freaking out. So I don't know. But I also
I already know what it means. We'll talk about it later.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I got you.
Like a lot. So the wallet and somebody still in my car.
I know what that means. I got you. We'll talk later. We're downloading all the video. We'll talk.
Oh shit. Okay. Wait
So-
a minute. Let me tell you.
I
What,
keep yawning,
What I
sorry.
forget. What
Yeah.
what I want to bring back from the old world.
Okay, yeah, 'cause I
Um,
can't think of anything.
I want to just stay outside, playing, just playing. And we didn't have like a lot of things, but we created games. Like we created the game. And whether it was tag or, you know, something simple that we didn't just use ourselves, our bodies and our minds, and it was fun. And then we just went in the house when the street light came on.
See, that mimics what I was talking about earlier. When we didn't have what we needed, we made it.
We made
People
it.
don't create
They-
anymore.
yes.
They don't have imagination. They don't make up things. They
Yeah.
don't do anything like that anymore because they're in survival mode. They're in the spin. And pop culture does it all for you. You don't have to be yourself. We have kits. Pick one. You can be a goth girl. You can be an influencer. You know what you could be? Everyone wants to do this. You could be a music influencer. It's the rage right now. Just post all your CDs and everything online or on your account, and then only post the stuff that will get likes. Not the stuff you like, but the stuff that gets liked. I mean, there's so many things that they're going to sell you when really, if you stop, ask yourself what that is, go to the back, that would feel very, not just shallow, but boring.
Boring.
A waste of your time. It's not creative. The girl in the back doesn't do anything that's not creative. The girl in the back doesn't know what that is. Come back to the forward. I decline all of these packages. I have my own.